Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Election 2025. I'm Jim Quinn, along with freeholder, former freeholder, Tony Surace. Everybody knows him as coach, but he was a freeholder, and it's nice to have you with us, Tony. Thank you for coming in. And it should be an interesting election. For the state, I just got information that the woman who was running for Virginia governor, the Democrat, did win. But, Tony, the state election is going to be very, very close in New Jersey between Mikey and Jack Chitterelli and Mikey Sherrill.
Yeah, all the reports are that she had the early lead,
Yeah.
but now it seems that Jack has closed it somewhat, and it'll be interesting. This is his third go-around. So for him, he hopes it's not 3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah, that's true. I tell you what, he has been very popular in District 1, which is, of course, headed up by Mike Testa and Antoine McClellan and Eric Simonson. And he's had a lot of presence down here and has a very, very good relationship with Mike Testa, who is one of the most popular elected officials, certainly in the 1st Legislative District. So it'll be interesting to see how he does in our area, which for the 1st Legislative District is most of Cumberland County, not these western townships, and it's all of Cape May County, a little bit of Atlantic County. So it will be very close, I'm sure, and to see who wins. If Mickey Sherrill is able to win, Mikey Sherrill's able to win, she would then be the first one to take the Democrats 3 terms, 3 4-year terms, 12 years. I know when I was mayor, we had Christy Todd Whitman was elected, right. And then, of course, it went back and forth. Then Jim Florio got elected, and he didn't help me any. He helped my buddy Joe Kondo, because Joe won 1990 and I lost in 1991 because Jim was not real popular. But
toilet paper tax.
That was it. You got it. That was it, Tony. Honest to God, folks, it was the toilet paper tax that everybody remembered. It's like
kind of a shame, because I thought Jim was a very effective, leader.
Yeah, but it just shows how it's unbelievable.
Not good to have any tax out there
No,
when you're associated with your name.
Well, and the commercials, you see, they were throwing at Jack Chitterelli, high tax Jack, and then she had some really questions she couldn't answer. It was like, what? They showed some things that weren't real sharp with her either. And of course, she allegedly made $7 million while she was a congresswoman for, I think, 4 terms in representing whatever county she's from. But as I say, Chitterelli has been around Cumberland County a lot, although I know Mikey Sherrill did come down into the area, and they both campaigned very hard, and want to see what develops from that campaign. And,
well, for the statewide, Jim, where the majority of the votes are.
Yeah, exactly. Central North Jersey, yeah, so absolutely.
It's important down here. We have a lot of votes available, but up north it's very populated.
Yeah, good point. And of course, as we go from the governor, we then look at our state assemblyman. And this was interesting. Joe Kondo and I become good friends, and Joe had said to me a long time ago, actually, he said, Jim, it's going to be interesting to see how our 2 Republican assemblymen, Antoine McClellan and Eric Simonson, do this year, because Mike Testa's not on the ticket. He's not leading the ticket. But I can assure you, I could bet you every dollar I got my wallet that they're going to win. They're going to get reelected. And in fairness, Carol Sabo and Carolyn Rush are running against them. I don't know them. I know Carolyn Sabo, they tell me, is the mayor of West Cape May, and Carolyn Rush was like an engineer, and I think she ran against in the congressional election, like maybe against Jeff Andrew. But it's really, really tough to find a Democrat in all of Cape May County. Almost every single elected official, except for Carol Sabo, who's running for assembly, is West Cape May. She's the only Democrat. And Steve Barry, this is a cute story. Steve Barry is a friend of mine. He's a Democrat attorney in Wildwood. Great sense of humor, really nice guy. So he was kidding me a few years ago. He said, Jim, you and I should run for the assembly. And I said, really? He said, yeah, and what our slogan would be? I said, what's that? He said, our slogan could be, you don't have to worry about term limiting us. God's going to limit our terms. But he has such a great sense of humor, and always enjoyed talking with him. But again, as we say, there's almost very, very little party left, Democratic Party, in Cape May County, and flip over to Cumberland County. To be honest with you, the Republicans do a fabulous job. Mike Testa is amazing. They bring out 125, 150 people to a Saturday morning breakfast. And that somebody said to me about becoming a Republican. I said, I can't because I don't do breakfast. I can't make it. But they have tremendous turnout. They really do. Where the Democrats are lucky if they can get 25 people out in an evening meeting. It's just, winners, and that's how they're doing it. And
Mike Testa has become the Lou Magazoo
he has,
of the Republican Party.
Yeah.
So Lou Real had a machine going at one time here and had it very well organized. And the Republicans were floundering, and now it's
that's
the
truth.
opposite now.
Yeah, I mean, when I was on the Freeholder board, there was only one Republican, and I loved him. That was Joe Surace on the board. And even when I ran, this is a funny story, when I ran for election the first time ever, was 1982. 1982 or 81. Anyway, I'm running. That was 81 because I got elected in 82. So I'm running in 1981, and I don't know much about politics. And we had a luncheon about a week before the election. Ed Salmon was there, but Ed was running for like state assembly, I think, or something like that. And Chuck Fisher was the freeholder director for the county of Cumberland, sort of our senior man. And we're sitting at the grand old house having lunch, and we're going around the table, and he gets to Ed. He goes, Ed, you're a winner, and Gary Zimmerman, you're a winner, John Renard, you're a winner, and he points to me and he goes, Quinn, you can't win. Well, I didn't know. I was so young. That's a little dissatisfying, but he was honest. So on the way out, he put his hand on my shoulder and he said, Jim, I want to tell you something. You're not going to win. But here's the good news. John Rose, who is going to be up for election next year, is going to retire, and we're going to appoint you to his position. I thought, gee, this is great. Well, then I find out the Democrats lied. I didn't get the appointment. In fact, our buddy's the reason I didn't get the appointment. I won't tell you exactly, but it's our friend that didn't want me on the ticket with him. So what I did, to my credit, I ran in a primary in 1982. Marv Pageant, Ed Salmon, and myself, the three of us running for the two seats. And I won the primary over Marv Pageant. And then Ed Salmon and I ran together, and we were very successful. And I guess what my point was, at that time, there was only one Republican in 1981 on the Freeholder board, and he was Harry Freitag. And I couldn't have beat Harry Freitag. People loved Harry Freitag,
Right.
and he was the only Republican. So who did you win? What year did you run, Tony, for Freeholder?
2011.
And what was the mix then? Was it 6-1? Democrats?
You mean after the election?
Yeah.
We had 5 seats. We had, I think, Lou had resigned,
Okay.
and Jim Duncan stepped up to run,
Right. Uh-huh.
and we had the sheriff, and then 3 others. So we had 5 people running
Who
on
ran
both
for
sides.
Freeholder with you?
Bill Whalen ran,
Uh-huh.
Carol Musso, of course, Jim Duncan's.
Right.
Who am I forgetting there? I'm forgetting
Well,
somebody.
that's 4.
It'll come to me.
Well, that's
I'm old. I can't remember. But we campaigned. That was the first campaign I was ever involved in, other than helping, my good friend Ed Salmon
Right.
many, many times that he had run. But I had never run myself. And Kim Shalley Downs was one of the campaign managers, and she said, no, you don't take any breaks. Every night you're out knocking on doors. And I knock on a door in Bridgeton. famous story. Knock on the door, introduce myself. Tony Surace, I'm running at that time, it's commissioners now, I'm running for freeholder. Guy looks at me, points, says, 76-6. I said, I wasn't here that year. I came the next year. Don't put that on me.
The Millville beat Bridgeton.
Millville beat
76
Bridgeton
to
that
6.
year before I came, 76-6.
Yeah, it is interesting. We're getting ready for the election results. We'll be getting those in from Celeste Riley, County Clerk. And we do have some information, maybe George could put that up after the commercial, of who's voted early, who has sent in votes, and you get a percentage to see. I think it was 17,000 and some, but I think George has that for us. And we'll be back with more Election 2025 coverage right after these messages.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great health care for everyone.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
Welcome back to Election 25. Jim Quinn along with Tony Surace. Joe Pepitone will be joining us later on. Joe's working the polls. So the polls close at 8, and by the time they wrap up and get out of there, he may be to Millville by 9 o'clock. And I know, Tony, you've got other things you've got to do too. So anyway, Joe will be joining us later on. But looking at the Hotel Charlesworth, this is an interesting thing that's going on in Down Township. Down Township has on the ballot for them to permit a liquor license in Down Township. And Sybil, the owner of the Newport House, or of the Hotel Charlesworth, said, if we don't get this passed, he's going to go out of business because a lot of your income comes from liquor. And I didn't realize the BYOB, he doesn't collect anything from that, but he has to pay the insurance on that to cover the people that are coming in and having, a bottle of liquor. So I saw petitions and signs and things out today. So we'll try to get that results for you before we go off the air tonight to see if that happened to go through. And for a small township like Down Township, they've had some great restaurants. The Newport House, the Hotel Charlesworth, the Bull in the Barn, the Red-Eyed Crab. I mean, these are good restaurants. In fact, Millville should be so lucky to have that many good restaurants. Really. I mean, New Jersey Motorsports may be your best restaurant in Millville, to be honest with you, because Winfield's closed and just not doing real well there as the restaurants are concerned. But Sybil has his own show, and he had former Eagles cheerleader who flew all the way in from California for the program. He puts a lot into it. And if you know Sybil, one of my friends went with me to the Hotel Charlesworth the first time. She'd ever been there. And I dropped her off at the parking lot, and I had to go find a place to park. And as she was walking up to the Hotel Charlesworth, she ran into a couple that were coming out. And she said, "How was everything?" They said, "Oh, my God, the food was fabulous." And Sybil is a character, and he is, that's for sure, if you get to know him. But what a great guy. So he does the program. I think it's tomorrow, George? Yeah, Wednesday. He's doing one, 3 o'clock tomorrow, and then we'll re-show it. And I certainly want to thank Bob Connor, Weimar Men's Agency, and Complete Care for being our major 2 sponsors tonight for the program. And Ryan Narowski and George Cuccia are running the controls. And Fred Melendez is over at Sidelines. The Millville, Team Millville, they're having their headquarter get-together there. And I was told by former Freeholder Director, former Vice Mayor, former Commissioner, Joe Durella, that they were going to be getting the results in. They were going to have people go to each polling place and get the results. So we might have the Millville results sooner than maybe Celeste Riley will have them. But as we get the results, we'll bring them to you. And probably have to plan on being here until at least 11 o'clock before we get all the results. So, see what happens there. But we talked about the state, the gubernatorial election, and we talked about the assembly election. We did not talk about the county commissioner election. And you've got 4 people running. Yolanda Balicki, there you see Yolanda Garcia Balicki, and Johnny Capizzola, who I like very much, and Doug Albrecht and Victoria Lodes, who I think the world of. They're the 4 that are running for County Board of Commissioners. And again, the Republicans have done very well. The only Democrat now on the Board of County Commissioners is former Sheriff Bob Ostino. And he was able to win because he had name recognition. And Celeste Riley did win again last year, kept her seat as the county clerk. But right now, of the 9 positions in Cumberland County, 7 are filled by Republicans. And as I said, just Bob Ostino is the only county commissioner that is a Democrat. And the county clerk is Skip Luisi, who's a great guy. And I want to give Skip credit. He has been able to move they're not moving it, they're expanding the county clerk's office the county surrogate's office into the building at Delsey Drive and Sherman Avenue in Vineland. So for the people in the Vineland-Millville area, where a lot of the population is, you can go there and take care of your wills and anything else that needs to be probated, adoptions and things. They're all being taken care of there. And to Celeste Riley's credit, in fact, I think I was Freeholder Director at the time where I was on the board, we talked about putting in a county clerk additional office, and we put it in the Cumberland Mall, and that does the best of any of them that people, they do very, very well, especially with passports. The courthouse, in all due respect, is not convenient. It's not convenient to park, to get into it, and all that kind of stuff. And boy, what is more convenient than the mall? Just to be walking down the mall, get your passport and things you need like that. So it's a good addition. To Skip's credit, I'm glad he's doing that, and see, that'll be a nice gesture for the people to not have to drive all the way to Bridgeton. But
It's very convenient, you're right.
Tony, how many years did you serve?
1 term.
Yeah.
I was smart.
Yes, you were.
No,
Yes.
listen, I enjoyed it very, very much, although it was a short term. It's a great responsibility, as you know, Jim, and I salute you. And how many years, 26?
I have 35 total between the city of Millville and the county.
35.
So,
I think it's Joe Durella has 26.
yeah, well, he's younger than me.
That's, that's an awful long time.
Yeah.
And my grandkids live out of town, and they were growing up, and I missed most of what my own kids were doing when they were younger.
Yeah,
and I
because
really
football,
wanted to spend more time with them. And if, I'm sitting at one of the liaison to one of the committee, one of the departments.
Right.
And I'm thinking, I should be playing with my grandkids.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I chose not to run. It was a great experience. If, anyone who was not served in government, we all think we know how government runs. Until you get in, regardless of the level, you really get your eyes open as to how government operates. And it's fascinating. There's so many facets to it. In the county, most people don't know what a freeholder is. I mean, we had
That's
a
true.
handout at one of the events. What is a freeholder?
Yeah.
And it explained everything about what
Yeah.
you do. We kind of all know what commissioners do, because if you have streets and roads, you're getting a million phone calls, pick this up, do that. But nobody kind of quite knows what, where the county roads are. I remember Don Albert's taking me around my first year to all the county roads and kind of getting familiar with where they were. So it's
540 miles, if I
fascinating.
remember right. It's unbelievable. I had that. That was my first department, too, was county roads, public works.
Public Works,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a good department,
Yeah, I had Jack Feldes. Oh, my God, he was phenomenal. Just former
Yeah,
mayor of
Jack did a long
Morrisville.
time.
He was there.
Yeah, Don was great too. Don was great
Yeah,
to
I'm
work
sure.
with. A great
Don.
manager of people.
Yeah, and Don also had the experience in government, too, from the
Yes.
city of Bridgeton as well.
Yeah,
And, it was interesting. In fact, one of the things that happened with me is, obviously I got sworn in January of 1983. And in February of 83, we had one of the worst snowstorms in the history of Cumberland County. In fact, I got over there about 5 in the morning, and I didn't leave for 2 days. I couldn't even get out of there. It was unbelievable, so I'll never forget that. But to the guys and gals' credit, they worked 12-hour shifts. They did whatever they had to do. And it was so bad, the snow, we had to take front-end loaders and go in and lift the snow off the road so it could open some of the areas where the roads are, because Cumberland County has a lot of farmland, and the snow blows. And they used to put snow fence up, but they sort of got away from that, I guess, to keep the snow from blowing out on the road. But I'll never forget that year. It was the worst snowstorm in a
So
long
what do you
time.
think happened in 2011, my first year?
Do you have a snowstorm?
Derecho. The Derecho.
Oh, wow.
The
Storm.
just amazing storm where traveling around again with Don, it just wiped out like I don't know 100 yards wide and straight down the woods, everything
Wow.
in its path.
Jeez.
Fortunately, there weren't a whole lot of homes that were destroyed, but boy, it just did a number on all the and then the roads got obviously destroyed in that.
One thing I want, George, do you have the early voting? No? No, I mean the thing that she sent to us yesterday. Well, what I had on my phone said 17,000 and some people had voted. The thing that Celeste sent to me.
The link I have here is nothing there.
Well, maybe if I get my phone back, I could at least read it and get that going. Celeste Riley did message me the early voting, which I voted early. I voted maybe Wednesday, and I really like that. It's very nice. The people were great at the Women's Club in Millville, is where Millville people would vote, and I was able. In fact, I did a write-in. First time I've ever done a write-in, and the guy that I wrote in for is coming. And this is interesting too, Tony, that there are 3 open seats on the Millville School Board. Only Mike Wildenbrand, nobody else. So 2 open seats.
Yeah.
And Joe Pepitone had been on the school board before, and he said, well, I don't mind. And he has a great background. He's retired now. So he asked me to write his name in, which I did. But you had to have 25 people do the write-in in order for him to get the position. So we'll see later on tonight. That's another thing, too. We talked about the county commissioner's race, and then Millville's got the big election tonight. 19 people running for 5 open positions for Millville City Commission. And here they are: Noel Brannon, Victoria Broomall, Carol Casaboon, Carmine Del Vicario, Joe Durella, Dan Dixon, Heather Garrison, Rachel Green, Daniel Grigori, Patricia Kears, Rick Cott, Tom McGinty, Bobby McQuaid, Marissa Ranello, Mayor Benjamin Romanek, Roy Shepard, Joe Suey, an incumbent, David Summers, who's a friend of mine, and Sherman Taylor. So there are your 19 people that are running for Millville City Commission. Now, as you look at that, I mentioned that Joe Suey is an incumbent, and of course, so is the mayor, Romanick, is an incumbent, and Carol Casaboon got elected after one of the positions was open, so she would be the third incumbent. And it's interesting, with 19 people running, Jim Parent was on with me the other day, and he feels the incumbents have the edge. I'm not sure. I've heard an awful lot from the people that they're not real happy with things the way they are. And I mean, unfortunately, crime has gotten out of hand. I mean, my building is next to Peter Lumber Company. My daughter was in the building on a Friday night and heard gunshots. Well, a young man got killed one building past my building at High and Oak. And I don't know what you do. It's very difficult, but it's been really a lot of shootings that have occurred. And from what I understand, that they are down on the police officers' numbers. The numbers are down.
Right.
And that's because the state police can come in and offer much more money, and then they take them away. So, I mean, that's sad because Millville pays to train them, they bring them out, and they hope to put them out on the streets. But then when these other people come and take it away, the state or even wherever they want to go, it's like $20,000, $30,000 a year more. You can't blame the person. In fact, Suzanne Levick is a friend of mine, and Cameron Levick, who was a good football player at Millville, by the way, he was #1 in the class for Millville. And anyway, he went to Delaware State Police and is doing very, very well. So these are obviously early results. These must be coming out of Cape May County.
Yeah.
There's no way that's going to be a Cumberland County thing. But
They're very early results, I
they-
assure you.
19% result? No, that's the number of people I see. They have each have 31%, and Eric and Antoine have 19%. So, again, this has to be the Cape May County numbers that we're seeing here, I would think. Maybe they're Cumberland, but I would be surprised.
You know, one thing I noticed, Jim, in this election year, very little notification out there about the candidates. We don't have any
Yeah.
newspapers,
No,
to
yeah.
speak of.
Exactly.
We
Yeah.
don't have any editorials about
Yeah.
this is what the candidates are running on.
It was really sad, Tony. I was hoping that the chamber would put together a forum for all 19 candidates. We would have gladly gone and televised it. They didn't, and you ended up having this group put on a group, your place out, they put on a group, but not everybody was there. It was discombobulated and all that stuff. So that did, I think, hurt because it's like some of these people I don't even know. I don't know them. And I mean, they may be super, but I don't know them. And I didn't get a chance to watch them speak or hear them speak or anything like that. So I think somebody let us down a little bit. It would have been nice to have a forum. And they used to have them at the Leroy. You'd have all the candidates up there. And they
I
would
don't
have
think, Jim, you
questions.
know better than me. You're much more of a historian on this. I don't think we've ever had 19 people run.
Actually, we had 21 when
Did we?
when Ethan Aronoff was running way back in
my
the
goodness.
60s. He told me that. Yeah, but that is a lot of people running for office. And this time too, last time 4 years ago, the Republicans backed a slate, and their slate, 4 of their 5 on their slate won. The Democrats backed me, and I was the only one that won. And then I opted not to take the seat for various reasons. And then they put Bobby McQuaid in, which was the right thing to do because Bobby finished 5th, or 6th rather, and he was under the Republican banner. And to Joe Condo and to Senator Testa's credit, they did a really good job getting the vote out. And my people finished last, next to last, right down the line. And so this year, I talked to Joe Condo. They are not putting together a slate. So the people basically that are running are pretty much running on their own for city commission in Millville. And, be interesting to see. Jimmy Parent keeps saying, last time he was on with me, that he feels the incumbents have the edge. So we'll see tonight if that is the case.
Well, they certainly have some name recognition.
Yeah.
Having served,
Yeah.
that is somewhat of an advantage. How much, I don't know. And I hear what you said, because I hear it. There's a lot of dissent on the city
Yeah.
and on the way things are being run, the deficit that we are going to be faced with next year. Whoever gets elected
Yeah.
is going to have their hands full trying to solve that deficit. And a lot of it is not the fault of the commissioners that are in, but they're going to be the ones blamed. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're in
Yeah.
office and
Yep.
state cuts your funding, or whatever the reasons were. I can't profess to be an expert on the
Yeah.
finance, but it's certainly, and as you mentioned, crime is a big issue. If you don't have the money, you can't put the
Yeah.
officers in. As you said, you lose officers to higher paying jobs.
Yeah.
And if you don't have boots on the ground, it's tough to prevent that kind of crime. We just live in an era now where it's just prevalent. It's all over the country with crime.
This is a true story. In 2001, I guess it was, I was the mayor, and a young man was killed in his house on Mulberry Street between 3rd and 4th. And I think it was Dave Ennis said to me, "Mayor, would you come out? We're doing a candlelight vigil in that young man's honor." I said, "Sure." So I went out and I extended my condolences to the young man's sister and mother on their loss of their son and brother, respectively. And then there were probably about 50 people out in the street. And this is what I said, and I believe it. So I couldn't be Republican. The NRA wouldn't like me. Anyway, I said, I feel strongly anyone possessing an illegal gun should do 3 to 5 years in prison. Well, I come off the steps, and I think it was Junior Duffield, who I loved, a police officer, came over and put his hand on my shoulder. He said, "Hey, Mayor, half the people you just said that to are packing right now." I went, "You're kidding." He said, "No, I'm telling you the truth." So then I told the story at the high school, and a young man, tall guy, sitting in the back of the classroom raised his hand. I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Hey, Mayor, you live where I live, you'd want to have a gun." Thinking, okay. I mean, that's sad. I mean, that's not just Millville. I know that's all over the place, but it's just a sad, sad situation, and it is what it is. But there's these are votes already? Wow. Okay, let's see. Top vote getter is Dan Dixon at 985. Patty Kears is very popular, is at 890. Marissa Ranella at 943. Mayor Ben Romanek, 598. Joe Suey, 565. Dave Summers, 149. Sherman Taylor, 801. And let's see who else they can get. Bobby McQuaid, 578. Tom McGinty, 388. And Rick Cott, 892. Newell Brannon, who I love, 629. Victoria Brubal, who I do not know, 366. And there's the top vote getter, Carol Casaboon. Everybody loves Carol, 1,099. Carmen Del Vicario was part of that Millville team with 459. Joe Durella, part of the team Millville, 797. And Dan Dixon, who I really gotten to know and like a lot, is at 985. Heather Garrison, they tell me she's fabulous. I don't know Heather, but Jim's parent tells me she is the best. She works for the Holly City Development Corporation. She has 789. Rachel Green, unfortunately I don't know Rachel, but she's got 602. Dan Grigori, I don't know who he is. He's got 275. But Patty Kears has the edge too, Tony, because they had Clark's Liquor Store. And Patty also worked hard for the Board of Social Services. So she's certainly got a good backing. And Rick Cott was the president of the PBA when I was the mayor. He's currently the Police Athletic League head man for the city of Vineland, running the PAL program. So that's where you see. So I guess if we look at the 5 top vote getters, it would be Carol Casaboon, Dan Dixon, and where do we get? 890, Patty Kears, 802, Rick Cott, or 892. Actually, Rick's ahead of Patty, so that would be Rick 3, Patty 4. Marissa Ranella's up there. Actually, she's higher than the other ones. She's doing very well with 943. And then Ben Romanek, 598. Shepard at 504. Suey at 565.
Sherman Taylor has 801.
He has. He's doing very well. Yep. Well, and let's see, trying to see where he is, my buddy. Oh, no, Noel Brown at 629. He was part of that sort of, they were running sort of together, not officially as a team, but it was Noel, Rick Cott, and Sherman Taylor all running together. I thought Noel would do pretty well because of the Soccer Association. He's run that for 20-some years. But you see, and Joe Durella's at 797, and Heather Garrison has done very well at 786. Rachel Green, 602. Dan Grigori, 275. Patty Kears doing well. So it's
And then there's a few at the
look at
bottom.
that,
Jim.
Casaboon and Kears, you know? It's, I mean, 1, 2 are the women, really, right? No, Rick Cott, I'm sorry. It's Casaboon, Cott, then Kears, as we look at that. No, Marissa Ranello. She's,
943.
yeah, she's done very well. In fact, of the top 5, 3 are women, aren't they? Casaboon, Ranello, and isn't somebody? Kears, yeah, sure. Yep, Casaboon, Kears, and Ranello are all, right now, if the election stopped, they would be in the money. And then it would become, I guess, Rick Cott we mentioned.
Other than 3 or 4 that are lagging way behind, the rest of them are all within,
Yeah,
you know,
striking distance.
striking
right,
distance, which, you know, I don't know if this is one district or,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that
but
Fred,
it certainly isn't all the votes.
no, but it does show an indication that Rick Cott, Carol Casaboon, and Marissa Ranello are doing very well. You know, 900, 1,099, and 943.
Dan Dixon,
90, yeah, Dan Dixon's done very well also.
185.
Yeah, 985. So, you know, they're, right now, I guess it would be Carol Casaboon, Dan Dixon, Patty Kears,
Patricia
No,
Kears, 890.
Rick Cott.
You know, they're right there.
No, and Marissa Ranello. Ranello is right up there, too.
Oh, yeah, 943.
Ranello, Cott, Casaboon, Dixon, and then Kears. Yeah, Kears. So, I mean, as you look at this, I'm surprised that Durella's not doing a little better because let me tell you something, folks. He was one of the best elected officials I ever served with. I was the mayor, and he was the vice mayor. And I always kidded him after, you know, I moved on to the freeholder thing. I said, Joe, you were fantastic. He was. He's very organized, has his act together. And he took revenue and finance, which is not my cup of tea, and he did a great job with the budget and everything that was going on there. But I got to tell you something that I saw that's happened that has not been good for the city of Millville is they've lost a lot of people. One, I guess it's been several years ago, there was a whistleblower lawsuit brought against one of the commissioners. And it was for the License and Inspections Department. Super people, great people in that department. And they were being harassed, in their opinion. They filed a whistleblower lawsuit, and they ended up settling, I think, for $600,000 that went to them. Where the other thing happened is those people, Derek Leary, Joy Casaboon, Rhonda Bishop, and many others, went to Vineland. Anthony Panucci loves them. And I've dealt with them when I've done house flipping at Vineland. Just super people. You can't afford to lose those people, but we did. And then you take economic development. I don't even know who's running it. And Dan Dixon had a really good point. I don't know if anybody ever listened or saw what he said. Some of the incumbents were bragging about bringing into one business, that Italian food business or whatever it is out to the airport. So Dan says, you know what? In 4 years, they brought in one business. So he started talking about other communities and how many businesses they brought in and things like that. And I mean, when I was the mayor, we had a great role, but we had Don Ayers, we had Kim Ayers, we had really great people that were there helping us bring businesses in. I'm so proud of Union Lake Crossing Shopping Center. It is jammed. And that was under my administration. And the New Jersey Motorsports Park, here's another thing that I don't think people realize, is you get flack. Oh, you can't, you're giving them a discount, you're giving them, you know, whatever, the abatement and all that stuff. Well, if you don't, you're not going to get them because Vinyl's going to give it to them. They'll go there. But anyway, the neat thing about that is, since they've been open in 2008, they have built these exotic car garages. and it's like a small apartment where the guy can keep or girl can keep their car there. They have about 75 of them have been built already, and each one of them, Tony, is worth $380,000. So take $380,000 and multiply by 75, and they're still going to continue to grow. They'll be over 100 because they're going right around the track with them, and they're selling like hotcakes. The nice thing is that gives you a rateable base with no inconvenience on
no
the schools.
impact.
No, exactly, Tony.
Crime, nothing.
Yeah, which is fabulous, like Four Seasons. That's another wonderful place where Tony's now living. Is 55 and over, no kids in school, no crime, and what's nice too, coming back to like Four Seasons, the people there have time, usually retired, and they donate their time to the library, to the Levoy, to the different places that we have, and they're a blessing for the town to have them as well. So that's the kind of thing where we're very, very fortunate, and we are lucky, and I'm so proud of Harvey Siegel and Lee Brand for what they've been able to do at that New Jersey Motorsports Park, bringing in all of those ratables. That's just fantastic. Well, here we see the gubernatorial. Wow. We don't obviously know how many districts have reported.
That's way early.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Mikey Sherrill with 562,295. Jack Chitterelli, 362,874. But that's going to get a lot closer. I don't know where these votes are from. If they're from Cumberland County, I guess, are we getting them from Cumberland, George?
No, that was straight from 6 ABC.
Okay, this came directly from the network. Okay, thank you. So there you see, as you and I know, Tony, that's going to really get tight. That race will get much
that'll
tighter.
be very close.
Yeah.
And if those numbers are from this part of New Jersey, South Jersey, down our way, Mikey Sherrill's running very well.
Yeah.
Because she'll certainly get a whole host of votes up north.
Yeah, central.
It's just a Democratic stronghold up there.
Yeah. Yes, it is. But there you see, this is just obviously partial, and this was courtesy of ABC that Ryan Horowski was able to get these numbers for us. And so we've got Millville City Commission numbers that are pretty good. I don't know whether it's total. What we were doing is Fred Melendez is over at Sideline Sports Bar because that's the headquarters for Team Millville. And Joe Dorella told me they were going to get the results from each one of the polling places and bring them back to Sidelines and go over the votes there. So I guess that's where we're getting those numbers from. But here we see the county commissioners, and this is surprising too. Again, we don't know where these votes are specifically from. Obviously, they have to be Cumberland County. That we know. And you got Johnny Cap. I love that guy. What a great personality. He's got 7481. Yolanda Bilecki, Garcia Bilecki, very sharp lady, an attorney, wonderful person. She's got 7,188. And one of my favorite elected officials, Victoria Grosh Loads, is at 4,946. And Doug Albrecht is at 5,015. So I don't know. Again, these are partial results. It looks like it could be a good year for the Democrats, but you just don't know at this point in time. Anyway, we'll be back.
That was 13% of the votes.
Okay, thank you, Brian. 13% of the vote is what we had there when you saw that. And we'll be back with
Long
more.
way from the end.
Yeah, sure is, yes. There's, 87% to go or whatever, or 83%. We'll be back, Tony Surace and I, to cover more of the election 25 right after these messages.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best-kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, Doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
Many people treat their health like a game. With the Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Our mental health services focus on the emotions and behaviors that affect your overall well-being and features psychiatric, counseling, and addiction services, including our exclusive Fresh Start program, designed to help combat the opioid epidemic in our communities, plus all the other specialties you expect from Complete Care. Level up your health with us. The Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Welcome back to Election 2025. Jim Quinn, along with former freeholder Tony Surace, who everybody knows him as coach. You know, I got to ask you something, Tony. I've got to believe if you wanted to run for Millville City Commission, you would have been the mayor.
Well, Jim, you know, everybody thinks they know you, but they got to vote. And the only way you get them to vote is to knock on the door and to really campaign. Because you just don't win by your name recognition.
Well, somewhat it helps. You have great name recognition.
But you still got a campaign. I think if you sit back and think, you know, that, everybody knows you. I mean, even that year I won, it was pretty close. You know, I didn't know if I was going to win or not. I said, geez, one time and lose. But, you know, fortunately, I had enough votes to get in. But, you know, you got a campaign. I'm convinced of that. I saw that with Ed, all the campaigns he ran.
Well, you know, think about it, though. And when you look at people who won city commission elections, Ethan Aronoff, educator. Ed Salmon, educator. Jeff Trout, educator.
Joe
Durella, educator. I was a teacher, but I think what gave me the notoriety was doing the TV. I had the name recognition there, because I only taught in Millville for like 5 years. But a lot
you're on TV every day.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. This gave some exposure, and the different people that had the opportunity to run, that taught school, and there were many, and they coached as well. So, like with you had the coaching and the teaching, so you got them both places. And I'm sure if we think back, there's probably many other people that were on the city commission that were educators.
You know, the thing that helped Ed, and I'm sure helped me, is we taught physical education. We didn't teach one history class.
Yeah, that's
so we had every kid in the school at some time or another.
Yeah.
And so, you know, obviously, you know, you have, I mean, there's some aides up at Bishop McCarthy who remembered me from, you know, from teaching. So,
you know, speaking of remembering you from teaching, one of the shows I did that people loved was Auction Time. I am up the other day at the Walmart in Vineland, and a real nice fella's checking, make sure you paid for your stuff and all. I think he told me his name was Jimmy. He goes, Jim Quinn. I said, yeah. He said, my mother, Ruby, loved you. She watched Auction Time all the time.
Right.
And that was a very popular show. It really was.
Right.
And, it was something that gave me, some obviously notoriety there as well. But it was funny to Jeff Trout. Well, that's Luke Clendaniel, actually. When I first started in government, I was actually living in Morris River Township for about a 10-year period. So I was on the school board down there, and then the Democrats came to me at an event I was master of ceremonies for. They said, Jim, would you like to run for freeholder? And I said, yeah, I always wanted to run for office. So I did, and I told you the story. I lost the first time, won the second time. But what was really interesting was in 1991, I lost. So from 91 to 97, business was booming. We were doing phenomenal with the car shows and all that kind of stuff, the Auction Time show. So, yeah, I was enjoying the fruits of our labor. Anyway, Luke Clendaniel was a good friend, worked for me, said to me one day, Jim Quinn, you always said you wanted to be the mayor of Millville. I said, yeah, I did. That's true. So anyway, I had gotten Jeff Trout to run. I encouraged him to run, and he was all set. We met my conference. He was going to run. So I called Jeff, and I said, Jeff, I decided to run too. He goes, you son of a gun, you're going to beat me. I said, Jeff, we're going to do fine. We're going to be 1 and 2. And we were 1 and 2. But let me tell you something. That city commission, the first one that I was the mayor, was the best I'd ever served with. You had Jimmy Parent with all the experience he had. John Hollingshead, who was one of the nicest people you'd ever meet in your life. Wonderful person. Joe Durella, super guy, could do anything and everything. And
Timmy Shannon.
No, it was Jimmy Parent. Jimmy Parent, it was Jeff Trout, myself, John Hollingshead, and Joe Durella. They were the five. Rob Shannon had been on, but he lost in that 4-year term. Timmy came on the next time when Jeff left us, and Jeff went to the county, become a county freeholder. Now, here we see the votes so far for Mikey Sherrill and Jack Chitterelli. It's again, we don't know where the votes are coming from, how many percent is coming in, but that's where they're doing. And look how even it is, Tony.
Yeah, it's closer than you would think.
Yeah.
But again, it's early.
Yeah. Could bet a lot. I'm sure McClellan and Simonson will win it, but give Rush and Sabo credit. They're hanging in with their percent. That's your District 1 assembly people. District 3, Dave Bailey Jr. and Heather Simmons are the incumbents. They're both Democrats. I don't know who their opponents are because I'm not really in that district, but I think they will do well in the 3rd legislative district. And here, as I say, I still think Simonson and McClellan will be the ones who will come away with a win because this is such a good, heavily Republican district. And I think it was Mike Donato. This is a funny story. Mike Donato, I was in government 35 years. I never knew the guy. I said, I don't know this man. They said, it's good that you don't, because he does investigations of corruption by the prosecutor's department. I said, glad I don't know him. But what a
Played
wonderful
football
person.
for me.
Yeah, that's right. He told me he did. I forgot about that. Yeah. And what a great guy.
Yeah, nice man.
And what was interesting was they called him the general because the people that ran with him, he was on them. You get out there. You campaign, like you've talked about. And they were all successful. Yeah, so it worked out. Truthfully, to all of their credits, the candidates, they do go out, knock on doors, talk to people. And it's good to do because you get the feedback from the people. What do you want? I mean, you will get the ones that constantly come to the meetings and air their complaints. That's just part of life. And they do that and do that and do that. But you also want to hear from the other people who don't come to the meetings, who may have something they want to say and what they add. And when you go to people's homes, you do get an opportunity to hear from them what they would like to see. And, as we talked about in Millville, right now, the economy, High Street is probably more than 50% empty. When I got elected in 1997, it was about 50% empty. By the time 2001, 2005 came, it was 95% full. But with my team, we came up with the idea of the Arts District, and thank God for Gene and Mary Ann Cannon, who bought in with it, and we were able to do very, very well and, get it up. Now, in fairness, in 2008, excuse me, the economy went bad. But I'm so proud of Union Lake Crossing Shopping Center, Tony. That's phenomenal. It's packed. There's hardly a building open. And that's something that Don Ayers and I worked on to get to here. And Millville Crossings, or whatever they call it, where Lowe's is. We worked and brought that in as well. And some of those restaurants, like the Longhorn and Texas Roadhouse and all those, we were able to get them in as well.
I think there's some talk now of someone opening up a few new restaurants in Millville. Have you heard that talk?
Yeah, I've heard it, but nothing. Yeah,
nothing's been
one
done.
guy.
I'm waiting for the bagel place. I keep hearing
no, that'll never.
Going to be a bagel place.
Unfortunately, one of the people who buys buildings never occupies them. They just sit empty. Now, John Ruga does have the City National, what used to be City National Bank.
Mm-hmm.
He does what he says he's going to do.
And the road caption and
yes, he tore that down.
The land.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a break because I got some special guests coming up right after these messages.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves at making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, Doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
Welcome back to Election 2025, and joining us is former school board member, former Millville City Commissioner, former Cumberland County freeholder, Joe Pepitone. Is there any hat you haven't worn?
I don't know, Jim, but it's been a fun run over the years serving the people of Cumberland County and Millville, and as well as school district, as well as the teachers union at one point.
Yeah.
But public service is a good thing, and I'm glad people are getting involved. It seems like there's been a rebirth with all the interest that's come out from the individuals who are interested in running for office, and you gotta take your hat off to all of them in one way or another, because you're leaving the cheap seats. You're putting your name out there. You're getting out there to try to put your stamp or your way of solving issues for the city. I'm out there, so like I said, my hat's off to anybody who decides to throw their hat in the ring.
Yeah,
I remember Mary Gruccio saying that one time at a freeholder meeting that, she saluted all the candidates that were willing to put their hat in the ring and take some of the abuse that you end up getting when you're in that position, because, it's your fault.
Just by party affiliation, you lose half of the electorate. And Mary Gruccio, oh my God, what a class act woman. I mean, when I won the freeholder seat, the worst thing about it was that she didn't win, and but classy woman. She came over to our headquarters. It was at the North Italy Club at the time, and our families know each other, hugging each other, but it was a great. And I'll say another thing that I was very proud of. Her and Ian Roberts and me and Doug Rainier, we would literally go to events together.
That's nice.
We would go to one barbecue. We'd go, where are we going next? And we would all show up, and it was a very unique, blessed time, if I could use that terminology. But that's what it's about. People have to get together. They have to find common ground, as opposed to the silliness and immaturity of I'm against you and just tearing things apart. It frustrates me sometimes, but I'm glad for the time I served, and who knows what the future's going to hold.
And you know what happens? Nothing gets done when that happens.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable.
Earlier we were talking about probably the best city commission that I had was my first time getting elected as mayor, because we had Jeff Trout, Jimmy Parent, Joe Durella, and John Hollingshead. Two of them were Republicans, three of us were Democrats. We didn't care about that. We put the damn D and the R in the closet. We just did what was best for the people of the city of Millville.
Not to interrupt you, but that's what this city is in such need of, individuals who are going to say, I don't care if you're Republican, if the idea is good for the city of Millville, then we're going to employ that idea, we're going to move ahead, because our back's against the wall. This city is against the wall. With the situation that we're in right now. I don't know if you remember when I ran the first time, it was funny. I was telling people we're going to have to raise taxes 4 cents. This was before we were elected. And because you look at the budget, it's like you can't operate in a situation where there's not enough money to pay for things that you're running. I mean, it's crazy. And for years, the prior commission chose not to raise taxes. And again, it's an ideology that the people, they don't want their taxes raised, so we're not going to raise them. Well, you're going to spend the money that you have in the checking account or the bank that you have, and eventually you come to a point where there's no surplus, and that's a dangerous position for a city to be in.
Oh, and then they all come to commission meetings and want their services. Well, if you want the services, you got to pay for them.
Absolutely.
And if you want to pay for them, you got
Well, and as
you have the revenue.
as we talked about earlier, it's scary. The crime in Millville is really scary because we weren't able, and Joe, this is a funny story, Joe and I were riding together down on Route 47 near Leesburg Prison, and I got pulled over by a state trooper, and I was going over on the white line. He said, "Oh, you haven't been drinking?" I said, "No, I haven't." But he comes up on Joe's side of the car, and he looks in, he goes, "Commissioner Pepitone, Bear Quinn," who was the Shropshire fellow who had been a Millville police officer. In fact, I laughed. I dated his grandmom in high school. And he was saying how he left, Millville because the money. And Tony and I talked about that, Joe, before we got there, that Cameron Drake, super kid, great, #1 in the class, when he graduated out of the police academy, stayed for maybe 6 months. Delaware came, boom, they grabbed him, give him a big raise, he's gone. And to Anthony Finucci's credit, he said, "Jim, and you did this too," and you can talk about that for a minute. He said, "We got to pay these cops or we're not going to keep them." Now tell what you did. Best contract. Rick Cott said it was one of the best contracts he ever had.
When again, we have to remember my background is union. I mean, I was president of the teachers union. So it was funny when I came in, I was able to convince my colleagues, well, at least 4 of the 5, to support increasing the police officer salaries by $5,000. And it was funny because when I spoke with Jody about it, and Jody was talking to the police department, he goes, "This guy wants to give you money," and it's like, "What is this about?" And the point is, you realize you're going to continue to lose those important people that dedicate their lives to the city, and I'm grateful for the ones that I met out there. I mean, now I'm in a position now that I'm retired. I wish I was in that position when I served as a commissioner, to have the time to just get out there and interact with both the fire department, police department, and we were fortunate enough to put the EMT together, EMS, did I get it right? Together under my term, and again, my colleagues supported it, the city supported it, and from what I understand, that I think I was talking to Kirk Hewitt, and he says that the money that's raised does cover the cost. And I mean, I was ecstatic over that because my biggest concern with it was going to be expensive. I don't know the numbers, and I'm just shooting from the hip, but in my conversation with Kirk Hewitt, he told me that he had thought that the money that's generated from transportation and stuff like that, utilizing the EMS, that does cover a great deal of the cost, if not most of it. So that was a good thing.
If we look here, this again, we don't know how many districts are reported, but Mikey Sherrill is up by almost 200,000 votes on Jack Chitterelli.
I'm smiling.
Well, and as we've talked about, Tony, we don't know what areas. I mean, and Mikey Sherrill does well in Central and North Jersey. I would think Jack Chitterelli.
44%.
Thank you. 44% of the voters. So that's what the totals are right now.
And you're going to see these numbers. They're going to try to keep them as close as they can to keep the suspense going.
Yeah.
That's part of the politics. But
and here's our local assembly people.
Again, look how close they are.
Yeah, they really
which
are.
I'll be very honest, is surprising to me with the Republican roll that's been steaming through the state.
Yeah.
To see that there's a comeback. And in politics, what's great about our country is that there's a pendulum. And when the pendulum goes in one way and people are become, excuse the expression, too woke, well, then a reactionary situation comes in and moves us back. And we realize we have to govern from the center. We have to find common ground. We have to find ways that we could agree as opposed to disagree to make things happen. And as Jim said, in his term, they had 5 people that were different parties, but they worked together. And that's when Vineland was looking at Millville to say, how do we do what you're doing as opposed to where we are now?
Yeah, now we're looking at Vineland and saying, how can we do what you're doing?
Yeah.
And at one time they looked at Millville and said, "How can we do?" And then Mayor Finucci gets in.
Yeah,
and,
super job.
that whole administration
Excellent,
is an uptick.
Yep. And see, that's one thing I've said all along, and you can look at the numbers. The commission form of government is antiquated, and what you end up having, with Vineland's a great example. You've got Anthony Finucci, fantastic businessman, very knowledgeable guy. He's done real estate, insurance, has an office, has staff, and he has done a fabulous job as the mayor. He's third-term mayor and does a great job. In Millville, you don't know. It's a roll of the dice who's going to be the top vote getter, and we haven't had some good luck in the last few years of that happening. And it's and the other thing with Millville is each one of the commissioners has their own department. And I could see from an ego standpoint, well, I'm in charge of public safety. I'm not going to let somebody else do that. But if you look around the state of New Jersey, 565 municipalities, 6 have the commission form of government. 6. Sea Isle City got rid of it. I mean, it just is not work. And you can see what's happened in Millville. It's not working. Now, again, where we were successful was we brought in good people. Brought in the Don Ayers, the Kim Ayers, the planners, the John Noops, all these people, and turned it over to them and let them do the job that they did. And Joe Durrell was great, as the vice mayor with revenue and finance and all those things. And I really put the time in. I was there every single day. I loved what I did, and I was there to help the people. In fact, I was so proud of our administration that we were picked by the state of New Jersey Main Street organization as the best Main Street in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, nice.
And that, of course, the Arts District helped us. And then what really made me feel good, they had the National Main Street Convention in Philadelphia. They brought 2 buses down to Millville. Now, you wouldn't want to bring 2 buses down to Millville.
But you know what? We have to have hope. You know what I mean? And I'm
I hope so, Joe. God, please.
Because what else do we have? I
Yeah.
mean, we have to get a group of people in there. And I hope the citizens of Millville thought it through when they made their votes, that they need to elect people that they perceive that are going to get along and that are going to have the ideas and that are going to have backgrounds. And again, everybody brings something to the table, but there are some people through either more experience or whatever that may be able to help us, a little bit better, especially at this time. And set us on the right track.
Yeah.
I believe in hope. I believe we can do it. I think Millville can be the city on the hill. I've said it before. We have 55. We have a river. We have a railroad. We have an airport. We have more things that other cities around us have.
And without the Arts District and without the Levoy, what would we have?
Nothing.
So those things brought the economy up in here. We just need to build on that.
And what I want to say to the public is, look at those people who fought against the Levoy.
Yeah.
Look at the people who fought against the racetrack that generates. The garages are what, 370,000? 380 and generate about $9,000 per unit
tax-wise,
for the city.
Yeah.
If that didn't exist, you know where we would be? If Lakes, is it Union Crossing Shopping Center, when I was on school board and you were mayor, and we tried to work to make sure that this has to happen.
Yeah, and it's
Could you
done
imagine
very
if the city didn't have these things?
And it gives the people a place that they can shop locally.
Oh my God,
Nice.
jobs.
Yeah, jobs. And
Unfortunately, the mom and pop places don't exist. They want to go one place. They can go to
Target
4 or 5 different places right there.
Yep, no, that's true. And I'm so pleased that I go to Union Lake Crossing Shopping Center for dry cleaning, for Target, for Staples, for
Inspira.
Oh, yeah,
The
absolutely. Everybody's there.
Dr. Adderholt.
Abe Adderholt, God bless you, man. Thank you for everything you do for the people of Millville and Cumberland County. Dave was a former football player for Tony.
No, I was the AD
before
then.
Okay, that's right. You'd moved on. He was.
But you thank me for putting Adderholt in your mind.
Yeah.
I told you, give that guy a call.
What a super guy. He came on the show.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. Just one of the
Do you
nicest
know him,
people.
Joe?
I don't know if I know him. I don't
He is
remember.
just-
Tell
He
me
just
about-
got, not just, he was recently named the school doctor when.
Oh, okay.
For football,
Yeah.
for the sports, yeah.
Yeah.
He played football for Millville and all that, but.
And baseball.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, football
and
and baseball.
He's just,
Good athlete.
what a wonderful man.
And a terrific doctor.
Yeah. And yet he's packed. I mean, because he's so good, you can't get.
But they're over at the Union Lake
Yeah,
Crossing.
that's what I mean. That great big building is
Yeah.
filled
Beautiful
with doctors
office.
and interns
Beautiful.
and all that. So
Excuse me.
that's worked out well too. I remember, speaking of the hospital, it must have been early 2000. I was the mayor, and the Chet Kalkowski was the guy who was like the head of the hospital for Vineland, trying to get us to come together, Millville and Vineland. And the Millville people, we don't do
We want our own hospital.
Yeah, you know what? It was the best thing we ever did. I love Inspira. I was there today. Great doctors, people. And I tell you truthfully, Amy Mansue, God bless you, because whoever you use to hire personnel, they do a fabulous job. I had a young lady named Kelsey who was from Millville today. Wonderful person, wonderful. A lady taking my blood. Sherry, she was great. Dr. Roy, I love her. She's my doctor. But, I mean, they're just great people. But my point is, you'd never have what you have if you tried to keep a little hospital running that couldn't provide the MRIs, the PET scans, and all that, because the
And
machines are so
wouldn't attract the
expensive.
top doctors. We're
Yeah.
attracting top doctors
Yeah.
from Philadelphia and all over.
Yeah, and the other nice thing is that Spira has the tie-in with, like, my other doctor, Dr. Roy is my main doctor, but I have Dr. Cook at the University of Pennsylvania who helps her on my case that I have that I'm dealing with. And I love Dr. Atiyah. I mean, just go down to Dr. Baptist. My God, they're so wonderful, many wonderful people that we're lucky to have. And that's here right in Cumberland County. You know, it's just fabulous. And Joe sent me to Dr. Galetto and Aarons, yeah.
Dr. Ernst, yeah.
Now, tomorrow I have an appointment with them. They sent me to Mulligan Hill.
Oh, okay. You have to
they're-
go all the way up there.
They're too busy. I guess I should have
Yeah.
thrown your name around.
I don't know if that would have done anything, but
Anyway, we're talking about a lot of things. Election 25. When we come back, I'm going to get George to put the local numbers up so you can see where the city commission race is heading, and we'll do all that right after these messages.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, Doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
Many people treat their health like a game. With the Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Our mental health services focus on the emotions and behaviors that affect your overall well-being and features psychiatric, counseling, and addiction services, including our exclusive Fresh Start program, designed to help combat the opioid epidemic in our communities, plus all the other specialties you expect from Complete Care. Level up your health with us. The Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
Welcome back to Election 2025. Joe Pepitone has joined us. Tony Surace had to leave, but I thank Tony for being here in the beginning of the program.
Great.
And Joe was telling what you were doing all day.
Oh my Lord! I woke up this morning around 3 o'clock because I couldn't sleep. I was working the polls, and we had to be there by 5:15.
Wow.
And you know what? It's enjoyable because you get to see the actual public come in and convince them that voting is still a good thing to do and that it's done correctly and there's checks and balances when people have any questions. I think we do it right in New Jersey. I mean, the way that we do, at least in Cumberland County, the places that I've worked in, there's, you come in, you vote, then there's an actual document that's created that actually goes into a machine. So there's many checks that are put into place that would make it almost impossible to do anything that would be questionable. And again, the people who put that together take a lot of pride in it. It's not cheap to run an election, but it's important that people have faith in knowing that their vote that's cast, is going to be counted and matter. Because like I said, times are crucial.
Here we go, the Millville City Commission race.
Oh wow,
That can't be. Noel Brannon. Well, it's got to be. Carol Cossaboon, 1,862 votes.
Dan's
One of the top vote getters.
1943.
Bobby McQuaid with 1,118. Is that right? Marissa Ranello was 1,736.
Sherman Taylor, 15.
And Ben Romanek, 1,034. Roy Shepard, 880. Joe Suey, 970. Dave Summers, 299. Sherman Taylor, 1,574. Patty Kears, 1,420. Dan Grigori, 575. Rachel Green has 963. Heather Garrison, 1,522. Dan Dixon, who Joe and I both know, 1947. Joe Durella, 1,283. Carol Cossaboon with 1,862. And Noel Brannon with, I think it's 1,113. And Victoria Broomall, 646. Tom McGinty, 721 rather. Roy Shepard, 880. Joe Suey, 970. Dave Summers, 299. Sherman Taylor, 1,574. So Sherman and
Can the
Rick,
public see these numbers, Jim?
Pardon?
Can the public see these numbers on the screen?
They're on the screen, yeah. The let's see. Dan Dixon, Patty Keir. Dan Dixon right now is the top vote getter. Carol Cossaboon right behind him, right?
And Rick Cott.
Rick Cott.
Oh, no, Marissa Ranello and Rick Cott.
Yes, Marissa Ranello is doing very well, actually,
And
ahead of Rick Cott.
Sherman Taylor.
Yep, and Sherman at 1575. So right now they are your top leaders.
Again, look at Sherman at 1574 and Heather Garrison at 1522. I mean, these numbers are close.
They really are, yes. Yep.
So it's,
Dixon, 1947.
do we know what percentage of the vote is in these numbers yet?
I don't know if we do or not, to be honest.
21%.
How much?
21.
Just
It's
21%?
just 21%?
I thought it was
Wow, it's a lot of numbers.
Oh, there's a lot out
Wait, a long way to go, though. So okay.
Yeah, probably because you're going to look at the winner. I don't know if they're going to be over 4,000. I mean, when it's all said and done. So
Yeah.
these numbers could rock and roll back and
Yeah,
forth.
that's a good point. I thought we were closer
know.
to the total votes. But there you see them once again. Noel Brannon, 1137. Victoria Broomall, 646. Carol Cossaboon, 1862. Carmine Del Vicario, 784. Joe Durella, 1283. Dan Dixon, 1947. Heather Garrison, 1522. Rachel Green, 963. Dan Grigori, 575. Patty Kears, 1420. Rick Cott, 1683. Marissa Ranello, 1736, very, very well. Ben Romanek, the mayor, 1034. Roy Shepard, 880. Joe Suey, 970. Dave Summers, 299. Sherman Taylor, 1574. Now, if you look at this, Jimmy Parent kept saying to me, the incumbents are going to do very well. Well, they're doing okay, but the incumbents are Ben Romanek, Joe Suey, and Carol Kosovo. Carol is doing very, very well. And, she's the top vote getter, I believe. No, it's Dan Dixon's top, then Carol, right? 19.
But I'm going to tell you, whoever is fortunate enough to get in there, they're going to definitely have their work cut out for them to turn the city around, to create excitement in the city again. And, they all have to dig down deep inside, and more than anything, they have to work on getting together, coming up with common goals, trying to find the commonalities that exist among them, and then set the course and say, let's, guts to the wall, to make things happen. Our city deserves it. And I think with the right crew of people, the dedication that they're going to have, and they're going to see it. It's easy until you've sat on the dais and understand, and to all of you, when you get those spears chucked at you, just let it go over your head, because you can't react. You have to allow people to say what they're going to say. They're going to have their say. You don't know even why sometimes people say what they say. There could be issues that you know nothing about that they're dealing with. But you have to stay the course. You have to stay focused, and you have to find those goals and continue to work towards the betterment of the city.
Here you see the county commissioners. Johnny Capizzola, 10,980. Yolanda Garcia Balicki, 10,566. Victoria Groch Loads, 8,498. And Doug Albrecht, 8,659. Now, again, do we have the percent on this, Ryan?
21.
Okay, 21%. So
It's early.
it is early, yeah.
And again,
this is close, no question about it. And as we talked about, the Republicans have done very well over the past several years. And but as I mentioned earlier, I like all four of these people.
Good people.
Johnny Cap's a great guy. Yolanda's a sweetheart. And Tori Loads, I just really enjoy having her on my show. She's so sharp, does such a great job. And everybody loves Doug Albrecht. He relates well to people. People really enjoy
And I echo
Doug
the same sentiment. All the people, that we have in front of us here on that screen are people that are dedicated, that want to serve.
Yeah,
And that's the key issue.
And there's no matter who gets elected, the county wins, because they're all good for good people.
I would concur.
Yeah, and truthfully, this is what surprises me, although now it's starting to pull away a little bit. Carolyn Rush, who was an engineer with 24,217, and Carol Sabo, the mayor of West Cape May, with 24,149. But Eric and Antoine should really be running away with this, and they probably will when all the votes come in. Eric Simonson, the incumbent assemblyman, 30,186. Antoine McClellan, I love this guy, 29,362 votes. What a super personality. He was on TV with me at the Motorsports Park, always happy, always pleasant, and does a really good job. Eric Simonson has been very active in LCMR, Lower Cape May Regional High School.
Mm-hmm.
He was the athletic director, and I don't know what his title is now, but he's an educator, so that's where they all come from. And here we see the governor's race so far, with probably 21%, I guess, the votes coming in. And you see Mikey Sherrill, 1,127,661. Jack Chitterelli, 844,362. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out. Now, Chitterelli got President Trump's support, and the woman in, I forget her name, the governor of Virginia was a woman. She won. They already declared her the winner. So Trump was against her, obviously, because she was a Democrat, and he supported the Republican. But here, he's supported Jack Ciattarelli. Now, whether it's helped or not, we don't know. But
I talked before about the pendulum. You know, in a democracy, I think the benefit that we have is that we eventually come back to the center. You know, hopefully that's the outcome of the swings in one direction or the other, because to get things done, you have to agree. You have to find common ground. You have to say I sound like a broken record, but I mean, we both know that unless you find common ground, unless you could chart a course and get people to agree, especially on a commission of 5 people, you know, you need it. And then if there's anything that's going to be bonded, you need 4 votes. You need a supermajority.
right, yeah. Good point.
You know, so getting along is key, and getting rid of the, I'm going to call it silliness, because that's what it comes down to, it, and being unfair to the city if you're digging your heels in, you know, and not looking out for the best interest of what needs to be done.
Well, you know, one thing I wanted to mention that's sad, and I've heard this from former employees, the environment at City Hall was not real warm and comfortable for them. Many of them left earlier or got out and moving. I mean, I don't even know who is the city clerk now. Jeannie was there for a little while, but when we were there, we had that establishment. Those people were there.
Oh.
They worked with us. I mean, Susan Robustello, and of course Lou Thompson, and
Smith.
you know, Laura Burns and Peggy Huff, and you know, Sue Schwegel.
Who was our attorney, Smith?
Pardon?
Who was the attorney then? McCarthy, I'm sorry.
And it was just wonderful to see all cooperating together. And as I mentioned, that John Knoop was fabulous, and Kim Ayers was great. Don Ayers was super. They were the people that brought the business in. And I will say, to Don's credit, and certainly a little bit to mine, when Superior Walls came to Millville, they built on Orange Street and Industrial Park. And I went down and met John Ruga, and Don came down with me. We did anything we could do to help them, and then we'd go down, maybe every 3 months or so. How's everything going? Anything we could do, and all that kind of stuff. And to his credit, and certainly made me feel good, he said when Jim Quinn wasn't there anymore, I didn't see anybody. Nobody came to see me. Nobody cared, and that type of thing. You need that personalization. And I tell you what, I've met Dan Dixon. That man's got the same attitude, the same type of way that I have. He's a businessman. He wants to build relationships. And the one thing I love that he said, in 4 years, folks, the current city commission brought in 1 business, 1 in 4 years. That's not a lot. I mean, geez, Peasley, you know, that's...
Can you read my watch? Who's calling? Doug?
Oh, Doug Renier. Yeah, one of your buddies.
We should bring him on the air.
Yeah. Doug Renier is one of Joe's best friends and one of
He
mine,
was.
too. And, so anyway, you need people, and as I said, Mayor Finucci does a fantastic job, but he's been a businessman. He's sold real estate, he sells insurance, he has employees, he understands what it is to run a business, and he also knows how to bring people to his business.
And
you need to bring people into Millville. You got to get them to come here and locate, give them the incentives that they give, although the people that get up and complain all the time, oh, don't give me any incentives. If we didn't give Union Lake Crossing Shopping Center the incentives, we wouldn't have one of the best shopping centers in Cumberland County.
Yeah, I mean, speaking the truth. I'm smiling because Doug Renier is a very good friend of mine and was a very capable freeholder, and then for years
he was the mayor of Upper Deerfield too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was before my time. But as a surrogate, did a great job, and again, still has a heart in politics. I mean, we have conversations about him. He knows. He's got a rich history of what's going on, and has done a great service, I think, to the county. Even, I don't know, many of you guys remember Lou Magas, who was a very good friend of mine. It was a unique time when we were serving at the county level, and I think we got things done. I mean, the track was one of the things that was
Lou
on
went to
the
Washington
agenda
with us and everything. Yeah,
you know, I mean, one of the other point you were talking about Vineland. I mean, I think what Vineland did was they invested in professionals. To bring business in. It's key. I mean, you know, someone coming in brand new as a mayor is not going to have the savvy or the wherewithal to know how to make the connections that a professional would, and an individual who you're going to bring in that you're going to have to pay. Again, great grant writing we talk about.
Yes, right.
If they bring grants in, I mean, they're
Yeah.
going to cover their salary hopefully in the first grant
Yeah.
that they bring in. So having these professionals in place, giving the leadership, the mayors and finally the city council, the ability to do what it is that they need to do. Could I take this because I'm still getting a call?
Yeah, sure.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm on air. Do you want to say hello to someone on air?
No. I know you're on air. I just wanted to tell you CNN projected Mikey Sherrill was the winner.
Oh, wow.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I tried to text it to you, but I figured you weren't looking at your phone.
As I rarely do. But
I'm watching it.
yeah, Doug Renier just informed us that CNN declared Mickey the winner. Mikey, I'm sorry, the winner of the governor's race, and I'm hoping the best for her, that she has the wherewithal to take our state, to the next level, and just bring positive things about the state. But I'm content with that decision.
Yeah, no, I am
You
too.
know,
I truly am.
I one of my fears was, had it gone the other way, and I shared this with other people, I don't know to what extent or focus education would have been, with a different governor. And the problem that happens is Cumberland County has always been a county that's received extra funding. We used to have an Abbott district, and we would just receive tons of extra money. In fact, I worked at Delsey, who in Franklin Township always complained, it's like all the money's going to Cumberland County from the state. And there's been a move, to say, you need to pay for your own school system. Well, we're not that wealthy. And until we get to the point where we can generate that revenue to cover our schools, we do need extra state aid to keep our kids educated. And I had a fear, had it not gone for Mikey Sherrill, that I don't know what the funding would have been like coming down south. And then what happens if the funding's not there? It's going to come out of somewhere, and it would have spilled over to tax revenue.
Yeah, they
And
just
tax
put breaking news that she's been declared the winner. Just came up
Okay.
on my iPad. Yep. So congratulations to Mikey Sherrill
Absolutely.
for being the governor.
Excited about the future.
From Fred, Joe Durella spoke to everyone here conceding defeat.
He lost.
Yeah,
Do we? Okay.
that was straight from Fred from
Thank you.
his speech.
Yeah.
That's sad.
So I'm sorry to hear that, because Joe Durella would have been a great elected official for the city of Millville, but he's conceded defeat. And Fred Melendez, I want to thank him. He's our correspondent out to Durella headquarters, where they were going to be getting all of the results coming in. But Durella would have been, having served with him for many, many years on city commission and on the freeholder board, there's not a more honest person, a more dedicated person, a more intelligent person, and just great guy. And I'm so sorry, but the voters spoke.
He would have been a great underpinning for the new commission.
Yep, he would have been. And so far, can we get the Millville numbers up again? The one thing, as we look at it, Heather Garrison, and I know Jim Parent swore by her, she's doing very well at 1522. Carol Casaboon, unbelievable at 1862. And Rick Cott, of course, 1683. And the other one is Dan Dixon. I think he's the top vote-getter, 1900.
Yeah,
something.
1947 at this point.
Yeah. And Rachel Green has done pretty well. Dan Grigori, who I didn't know, 575. Patty Kears I knew. So it could be Patty Kears, Heather Garrison.
You're guessing.
Pardon?
You're guessing.
Well, no, I'm just trying
I
to
know.
look at the totals.
Oh, at this
I'm
point,
just
I see.
saying from the totals. But Rick Cott looks like he's solid, and what a great guy. And
Marissa
Dan Dixon,
Ranella.
I really think the world of him. So there you got two people that are very solid vote getters. Sherman Taylor's doing very well at 1574, is a good guy. And Patty Kears at 1920, doing
No,
well.
Patty Kears is 1420.
1420, I'm sorry, yes. And Newell Brown at 1136, and Joe Durrell at 1283. Joe is conceded. So Dixon right now is number one, and from there would be Ranello. Marissa Ranello's done a fantastic job. She's number 2 on the board that we see. Rick Cott, number 3, and Sherman Taylor, I guess, will be number 4. Is it? No. Well, yeah, I guess so.
Well,
Carol
I mean,
Cossaboo.
again, Heather Garrison and Sherman Taylor are so close.
They are, aren't
I mean,
they?
within
15, 22,
just a
15,
little over
74.
50 votes.
Yeah, yep.
So
And they're
this-
both good people. I don't know Heather, but Jimmy Parent said she's super. She does grant writing. She's on the Holly City Development Corporation. So, and Sherman I've known since he was a little kid. He's a great guy. So the public in Millville can't go wrong if either one of them finishes 5th.
I was Sherman's teacher.
Hmm?
I was Sherman. I did my student teaching at Holly Heights.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yep.
Yeah. So, as you see, do we know the percentage, Ryan? Still 21%?
What's the holdup of getting
So
more
good
numbers?
change.
What's the holdup of getting more numbers in?
I don't know. I thought we'd be getting more numbers from Fred Melendez, but I guess he did get the concession speech from Joe Dorella.
For Joe to concede, they must know more than we're seeing.
Yeah, it's true. But a lot of people were somewhat concerned about Dorella either running by himself or picking 2 teammates that maybe were a little bit better known. But, I mean, his guys are really great guys, but didn't help pull him in. And that, to me, is certainly a shame because I've served with Joe. There has never been an elected official that's been better, that does the job that he does. He is unbelievable.
I would concur
I mean,
as well.
I used to kid him when I became the vice mayor when Timmy Shannon took over. I said, Joe, you didn't tell me all the work the vice mayor does, man. And he did a super job. He really did. And at least I'm glad he threw his hat in the ring. But and so far, the 5 or 6 people that I see, they're all good people. So at least for the city's sake, they made some, at least at this point in time, it looks like they made some really good choices. And they picked women. And that's wonderful. Especially Marissa Ranello, rather, has been on before. Lovely person. I'm sure she'll do a great job. And Carol Cossaboo. Everybody loves Carol. Carol was a secretary at Holly Heights School. Carol's very active with the Elks, and that's where she gets a lot of support there. And she also volunteered for something else somebody was just telling me about, and she was fabulous there too. I don't know if it was a women's club or whatever, but Carol, God bless you for all you do and give back. And speaking of God blessing people, I want to tell you a great person, one of my very favorite people, is Denise Arrigo. Denise is being honored on the 12th of November as the Volunteer of the Year for the City of Millville, or one of the volunteers, by the Millville Chamber of Commerce. I call Denise Mother Teresa. She doesn't like that. But she does everything, anything she can to help people in down and out. She started a clothes closet. She helps with the lunches. Yeah. She helps with the homeless.
All heart.
Yeah, she really is. Chuck, Charles Flickinger is here, one of our key school board members. Have you heard anything, Chuck, on the school board members?
No, just Mike Will and one violin.
Yeah, I'm sure. How about Joe Pepitone? Did he get written? Did Joe Pepitone get written in? What?
You got a vote.
Oh, yeah, I know I did. Tony Coogan. I got a vote, folks. 1 vote. And I think Jimmy Parent got 1 vote, too. I think she had put down she was voting for Jimmy Parent for one, me for another, or whatever. I forget who the other 3 were. Tony, let me tell you something. Tony Coogan is a saint. That woman ran QBC for years and years and years. And she was the glue that held it all together. One of the nicest people you'd ever meet in your life. And I'll tell you, God blessed me. He did. I had Tony Coogan as my office manager, did everything for us. Wonderful lady. And anyway, when she retired, God blessed me with Bobby. I had Tony, who's a man's name, was a woman. Now I have Bobby, who's got the man's name, but she's a wonderful woman. And Bobby's holding this whole place together as far as the books and taking care of the office and doing all the things that has to be done. And I often laugh and say, I really like women with men's names because Terry is my attorney. Terry out of Phil Van Emden's office, and she's a wonderful person too. So it works out, nicely. And again, congratulations though to Denise Arrigo. Very, very well earned. We'll be there. We're going to televise that event, and you can see it if you can't make it out to the luncheon on the 12th. But that's something though, Joe, as we talk about Denise Arrigo and the people that go to the Hope Center that help and volunteer. Millville has a lot of shortcomings, but one of the things they do have are some fantastic volunteers.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to go and work during Code Blue, and it was a great experience because you learn that, you wonder who ends up there, and some of the people are individuals who just had a negative turn in, a turn of events in their lives, and found themselves, hopeless and lost, and and the situation, a place like that gives them a little bit of hope. I mean, the time I went, I was fortunate enough, again, I was a guidance counselor, and I had my computer in the car, and I brought it in, and I worked with a couple people in the middle of the night, looking for different careers. And, when you give people an opportunity and you hear them, a lot of times it triggers within them the opportunity for them to maybe believe in themselves a little bit more. And that's what we have to spread.
I volunteered for I guess it was the 10 to 2 shift, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. shift. And several years ago, very nice young man was there. We got talking. He was probably in mid to late 20s. And I was sharp. I said to him, I forget, was it Calvin or whatever? I said, "What are you doing here?" He said, "Mr. Quinn, I'm a heroin addict." I said, "Oh." And let me say this, and unfortunately, 6 months later, he died of a heroin overdose. But I want to say something. One of our big sponsors, God bless them, is Complete Care. Anything you need, mental health, addiction problems, medical problems, dental problems, anything, they have it. They have unbelievable service. We're in Millville, Vineland, Bridgeton, Wildwood, Cape May, Williamstown, Glassboro, all over the place. And there's 19 locations we have. And if you don't have any money, it's okay. It's no charge. They'll take care of you without any questions. They're there to serve the people of this South Jersey area. And Curtis Edwards is just one of the greatest administrators I've ever seen. And Jean Bassa, who's his right-hand person, she is an amazing lady. God bless her too. And there's a lot of good people. I've had the privilege of serving on the board of directors of Complete Care for about 15 years now. And we got Dr. Baptist and Paul Cooper and many, there's all kind of wonderful people that serve on that board, and volunteer for it. So there are places, as Joe was saying, if you have somebody that has the addiction problem, get them over to Complete Care. They have the opportunity. They'll work with them. Mental health problems, get to Complete Care. I had a friend recently in Cape May County who asked me one day, she said, "Have you ever thought about suicide?" And I said, "No, but obviously you're thinking about it." So I got her into the mental health unit in Wildwood. So if you know anybody that's struggling, please send them to Complete Care. I promise you, there's no charge if you don't have insurance, but they will do a great job for you. They got a great staff. They really do. Anyway, we'll be back with more Election 2025 coverage, and we'll take a look at the Millville results as to where they are, and 20-some%, I think, in. We'll do all that right after these messages.
Absolutely.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret. on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Welcome back to Election 2025. Our correspondent, Fred Melendez, is out on the streets. Fred, tell us what you saw over at Sidelines tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, the mood obviously was pretty festive when I got there. Everybody anticipating a good night. And as the numbers came in, slowly but surely, you could tell that the Dorella team, it just didn't really pan out for them, but they didn't lose their optimism. The folks there were pretty good, and they watched the results. In fact, they had Quinn Broadcasting on, so they saw what you guys were doing. But the mood was pretty good, and Joe did the concession speech. He pretty much thanked everybody that supported him, thanked everybody for their hard work, and congratulated the winners, and wished them all the best. That hopefully they'll bring Millville back to where it was in the past, and talked about the airport and things like that, how that has to be dealt with. And generally speaking, it was disappointing. He used the word disappointing quite a bit, but he wished everybody that got nominated for the city commission. All the best to get Millville in a good spot.
Fred, do you know who the 5 are that got the commission seats?
I took a quick look at it. Off the top of my head, I don't remember the names. There were too many names.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I wish I could remember the names. But no, the Roller team did not.
Right.
I don't think any of them got into that
No,
spot.
I did see that they weren't doing well. Okay. Well, I don't want to give false information. We'll keep staying here until we get the final totals,
All right, sir. But the mood wasn't the best at the end. But
Yeah.
There's always optimism ahead.
Well, I got to tell you how bad it was last year. Joe and I were running, and we had 3 other people running with us. When I saw the people that were winning, I prayed that Bobby McQuaid would beat me, but he didn't. I finished 4th, so then I decided, bye-bye. I'm not going to serve with some of the people that got elected, especially a couple of them. But anyway, yeah, that was the neatest time I've ever had where I won, but I didn't want to win, so.
That's a little unusual.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't the team I wanted to serve with, to be honest with you. And I had served with one of the people in the past, and we didn't get along well. So I thought, no, I really don't want to do it. And I was going to have conflicts with business as well. I was starting a broadband business. I just said, I'm not going to deal with this situation. But we'll have to see who won, and hopefully some good people. I think Dan Dixon was doing very well.
That's the name that seemed to be the number one name. Yeah. A lot of people were saying that he was probably going to be one of the selected individuals. So.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, Fred, thank you for being over there. I appreciate it very much.
Thanks, Fred.
And great job.
Right.
Great job
Take
the
care.
other night on the football. You and Ariel did a super job. Thank you.
I appreciate that. It's my passion. So,
Yeah.
Hey, go Millville football for now.
You bet. Thank you, Fred.
Good stuff.
See you.
All right, take care.
Oh, bye-bye. Yeah, Millville has played very well there at state championship. And here you see the governor's race. Mikey Sherrill has been given the gubernatorial title. She's now our governor,
She's
Mikey
winner.
Sherrill. She's the winner. Oh, they do it. Winner, chicken
Yep.
dinner on the right side. Yep. And there's now you see the spread of the General Assembly where my good buddy Antoine McClellan and Eric Simonson are going to be reelected as Assembly people.
Well, that's only with 20%, though. Is that not correct?
We have
I know what you're saying.
28%. Yep.
83% of votes.
Oh, 83%. Yeah, it's 28-22. That's where the 50 comes.
Oh, that's 83% of the votes in now?
I'm sure you could count that Simonson and McClellan are being reelected. Carolyn Rush.
But again, I mean, for two relatively, I don't want to say unknown because that's not the case at all, but people that haven't been on that level of exposure for those positions, not too shabby at all.
No, to their credit. Well, Carolyn Rush is out campaigning like crazy. Carol Sabo, one of the few, if not the only Democratic mayor in Cape May County. She's West Cape May. She's West Cape May. So, God bless them. But
And again, you have to take your hat off. People that are willing to throw their hat in the ring and put themselves out there. And it's a lot of work, especially when you get into the higher level. I mean, when we ran that one time, I don't know if that was the time when we ran or the time prior when I ran with Mayor Santiago. We knocked on 5,000 doors. I mean, it was every weekend get up, we're going to go to this area, we're going to go to that area. And a lot of times it's not fun because you knock at some of the doors and people want to throw something at you, just either because you're disturbing them or because you might not be an individual that has the same party affiliation as yourself. And but it does get you out there. It lets people see that you are out there. I don't believe that there was a whole lot of canvassing like that in this past campaign for city commission.
At least they didn't come to my neighborhood. No.
Yeah, I mean, in speaking with a few of the people that I knew that were running, it didn't seem to be the plan of attack to try to win votes. And I guess if nobody's doing it, then it's more of a fair playing field in the sense of not anyone getting an advantage over doing something like that. But definitely been a lot of signs.
Oh,
What do you think
Dan
about?
Dixon had the most signs. There's the key. That's why he's one of the top vote getters. My God.
I don't know. I think it could be a
He
little
had
bit more
signs.
than that. I think he
No,
had a
I'm
lot-
just kidding.
Had a lot of Facebook presence,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah, that's true too.
But I mean the fact of I forgot somebody played the song "Signs" in one of their advertisements, and it was something about but I don't know. I enjoy that. I enjoy that during the political season, that things are relaxed a little bit more, and people get the chance to see that who's out there, through signage, and just it creates an excitement, but there was definitely a lot of signs this time.
Ron Francis Cheney said, "Hi, Joe."
Was that Ron?
Yep, he's a good guy.
He is definitely a good guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a couple of phone calls. It's funny that people are calling while we're on the air. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Do you want to talk on the air? But good stuff.
And thank you, Lori. Lori Carapelli said that she loved Denise Arrigo. That was her Spanish teacher.
Nice.
Yep. And
Class act lady, for sure. Has a heart of gold.
she sure does, yeah.
And Cindy Cook is another person who's
She does
always
a lot,
out
too.
there,
Yes, indeed.
working
Yep.
with people, trying to provide
Yep.
for those in need, going to different places and picking up food and providing it for them. And it's a delicate balance, when you're dealing with homeless, because, taking care of other individuals is something that we should, we are our brother's keeper, so to speak. But we have to figure out, maybe better ways to do it, where our city can still shine, and it's not an easy topic. I mean, it's something
No,
that
it's
I'm glad. I'm glad that I don't have to answer to. It's funny that when I talk to a lot of people, because I've been so many years involved in politics at so many different levels, I said it's nice not to have an opinion, or to have an opinion between one person and another person, where you could share your ideas. Because when you're on the public stage, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of people that are just against you based on the fact that you're a different, political affiliation, and you have to try to overcome that.
Yeah, we got a
What
lot
do
of
you
nice
think?
comments. This Darlene Morris Madera says, "Joe is my neighbor."
Yep, Darlene,
She's
good lady.
watching.
Yeah,
Patty
son
Schneider
Bob.
Cricket, looking forward to change, she said, for the city.
Who said that?
Patty Schneider Crockett. She said she's looking
Yeah.
for change in the city. And I think a lot of people were. I think all the things that were happening, I mean, you can't blame directly one person in city commission, but it's just been a tough time. As I say, it's, in fact, I'll tell you, here's an example. We lock our door here on High Street, but then again, we don't have a whole bunch of people coming in and paying bills. Our people, advertisers, pay, through the mail. But one thing it really was concerning to me, when Frank's Cleaners was open, and I went there, and I go to the drive-through, they had gotten to the point where they locked their front door. And in order for you to do business with them, if you didn't have a car, you had to walk up to the drive-through window and hand them the clothes. It's like, okay, and I understand what they were saying, especially if you're in the building by yourself, and just an awful. And even after some of the football games, I'd hear gunshots over near, 5th Street, 6th Street, and Dan Dixon was telling me he and his wife took a ride around the neighborhood, and some of the center city neighborhoods, and an awful lot of people. They said, just hanging out, and just didn't look real good.
It's good. Like I said, it's going to definitely be a tough job for those individuals who are fortunate enough to get elected. And that's where the rubber is going to meet the road, because people will look to you for answers.
Yeah.
And you find out sometimes how limited your ability to impact change is. And if you don't get along, then it almost becomes impossible.
Well, Joe, I tell this story, and it's sad. When I first got elected mayor in 1997, we had 19 special ones. 19.
Yeah.
And to Joe's credit, when he was public safety commissioner, he was able to get a fellow who was a special 2 to come up. I think he was a teacher, wasn't he, Joe?
Yeah.
And when he wasn't working, he'd come on the weekends and help out. Well, special 2s is what you need, because they're allowed to carry guns. I would never, ever put a special one police officer in downtown Millville with no gun, whew, that would be scary for him to have to, he or she, to have to walk, certain areas, especially center city areas. So what they needed to try to do, obviously, which Joe did, was try to get some special twos, especially when Labor Day hits. These people are working at Wildwood, Ocean City, Summers Point, see how they would come, and this guy did come for a while. The other thing that we talked about, I think everybody's talking about it, we need more police officers. We truly do.
And that's
the money issue, Joe.
Well, I mean, not only is the money issue it's not, you can't hire a police officer off the street and say, boom, you have to go through the academy. And I was shocked at, so frustrating. We would put 14 people in and end up with 3. And it's like, what the heck's going on, in the training of the individuals, but I don't know if the heart was there as it once was. The other thing I'd like to point out too is maybe advice for the incoming commission is to not have to reinvent the wheel. I mean, look around for other communities that are similar to Millville. Well, I'm sure we're not the only unique community that exists as we do, but to find those communities and say, hey, how did you turn things around?
Yeah.
What did you employ in order to impact change that eventually had a positive outcome? And there are things that we're going to have to hit the ground running. I mean, I would honestly say I'm glad that I don't have that burden placed on my shoulders.
Yeah.
And I hope the citizens of Millville understand that it's not going to be an easy job for whoever ends up in those seats, and you become supportive, even for the present commission. I mean, it's easy to throw rocks, but they're dealing with issues that have come about through years of situations. I don't even want to put a word to them, but life happens, situations happen, and we have to look for ways to find the solutions. And I sound like a broken record, as I said before, but working together to find those solutions is what's going to be key.
Boy, this is interesting. Johnny
Really?
Capizola up 13,739. Yolanda Palicki at 13,293.
What is this percentage, Jim? Do we know that?
This is 48 districts out of 92.
So that's about
It's a half. Wow.
About halfway. Doug Albright 11,285, and Victoria Loads at
It's a little surprising to me.
11,074.
at this
I am
point.
too. I am surprised. As I say, I honestly like all 4 of them. Victoria, I just think the world of her. She's been wonderful. In fact, it was interesting. She was a guest on my show. And, when I'm doing this show, I'm interviewing, the person, so I'm not really as watching it as much as so at home, when it's replayed, I sat and watched the show, and I was so impressed with Tori. It's like, wow, this woman is phenomenal, what she knows, and others too. In fact, I had Elvis Presley's son on, and I watched his show again, and he was even better when I talked the second time around. Here's some comments. Darlene Madera said, Jim, this is not the same town I grew up in. It's very different, but she said, and she's optimistic, I am looking for change, and that's a good thing. And Joe Plowman said he's praying for this town. Joe, you're right, we all need to pray. We truly do. No more killings, and things like that.
Wow, look at the number change, Jimbo.
Okay. Yeah, Rick Cott. Well, let's start on the
Mr.
left.
Dixon's got 24.
Wow. Looks like he's going to be the top vote-getter. Marissa Ranello doing well at 21.
Yeah.
Yep, really is.
Look at Newell. No, it's 13.
Yeah, Newell's
okay.
not doing well.
No, I'm sorry. I thought it was 23. But Ranello
Yeah, she's number 2.
and Dixon and Casaboon.
And Heather Harrison's right up there, too, 1865.
Is she number 4 as of right now?
That's a good point.
It appears
We got
to be.
Dixon,
Rick Cott. No,
you
Rick
got
Cott's
Cott
number 4.
And Ranello. Yeah, so Dixon, Ranello, Cott. And then I guess it could be Heather.
Sherman.
Pardon?
Sherman's at
Taylor
19, yeah.
1914. Thanks. So he's 4th. So the 5th one at this point in time would be Heather Garrison. Wow. And all I hear is wonderful things about her. I really do.
Oh, Lord.
But Carol Casaboon is very, very popular. She's right there she's only 100 some votes behind Dan Dixon. You know, what a very
If she were number 2, she would be the vice mayor.
Yes, that's correct.
Now,
Yeah.
the interesting thing is who takes what position, because the vice mayor or mayor has to take finance.
Yeah, well,
You
that's, yeah, but I mean, if anything, as I look at that, Dan Dixon needs to be the mayor and public affairs department where he can get grants, get people out there, economic development.
But-
he himself's a great salesman. You know what I mean? So,
But
yeah.
that would force Kosovo to become,
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you don't have to, if you finish second, you don't have to take the vice mayor. You could say, I don't want it, and give it to whoever's the third, which would be Ranello, right? Yeah. So, I mean, that's, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. That's up to them. But the thing to the credit of Carol Kosovoon is she is so popular with 2,248 votes. Dan Dixon, I really like this guy. My God, Joe does too. We've met with him. He spent an hour and a half in my office with me. He's going to be fabulous for this.
I'll be honest, I've never seen an individual work as hard as they did. I mean, I didn't know Dan Dixon 3 months ago, and 6 months ago he didn't know much about politics, but he's worked his butt off. And again, having had the ability to become a friend of his and seeing the depth of investment that he's put into running, not only running for office, but learning and trying to go in knowing as much as he can. He's met with many people. He's met with developers. He's met with other politicians. I've been privy to some of the meetings, and he's really, really put in so much effort that I mean, it kind of took me back. And what I appreciated about any of the individuals who haven't served in office yet is the sense of not being jaded. I mean, being in public career, you know, in public office for 26 years in one way or another, it does take a toll on you, and you tend to, you know, get down sometimes. But to see the energy, to see the belief, the hope, all of those things that tick off to make a successful leader. You know, I'm hoping that for any of the individuals who are fortunate enough to get in, that they're going to put that much energy and effort into making the city better. It's going to be a tough one.
Could we go back with that for a minute? We back to Millville City Commission graphic. And thank you. I was trying to figure out, I've got Dixon, Kosovo, and Ranello, and then Heather, Cott, right? Yeah, Cott.
Let's look.
And Heather Garrison
24.
is anybody? Sherman is, so it's Sherman. Okay, thank
What,
you.
what percentage is this now?
Still the 48 out of 92.
48%, is it?
48 out of 92.
Okay, so it's over half, 50%. So anyway, right now it's Dixon, Kosovo, Ranello, Cott, and Taylor are the 5 that are there, with Patty Kears being close and Heather Johnson being close. So they're the next ones I guess you would take a look at.
Yeah.
I am a little bit surprised that my good friend Noel Brannon did not do better than he did. Noel ran the Millville Soccer Association for 23 years and just worked like crazy. One of the nicest people you'd ever want to meet. But then again, Joe Dorello was a great guy, and he didn't make it either, you know, that way. So it's, but you got good people with Dan Dixon, Carol Kosovo, Marissa Ranello, Rick Cott, I love, and Sharon Taylor. I've known, in fact, I think Sherman worked for me many years ago when he was a kid. So he's got the public safety background. Rick Cott does too. I don't know what Marissa does for her career. And Carol was the person at Holly Heights School. She was like the secretary that ran the school doing that. So, yeah, so now it's Dixon, Kosovo, Ranello, Cott, and Taylor. They're the top 5 with about half of the votes in. So we'll see where we are at that point in time. And coming back to the incumbents, Suey and Romanek did not appear to make the final. They were 2 or 3 incumbents. It was Casaboon, Suey, and Romanek. And looks like Suey and Romanek are not going to be in the top 5 this time around. But anyway, we'll be back with more Election 2025 coverage. Want to tell you that it's been officially declared that Mikey Sherrill is your governor. There you see her. And it's been declared by CNN and everybody else that she is the winner. So congratulations to Mikey Sherrill. And we'll be back with more right after these messages.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, Doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
Many people treat their health like a game. With the Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Our mental health services focus on the emotions and behaviors that affect your overall well-being and features psychiatric, counseling, and addiction services, including our exclusive Fresh Start program, designed to help combat the opioid epidemic in our communities, plus all the other specialties you expect from Complete Care. Level up your health with us. The Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
Welcome back to Election 2025. Jim Quinn along with Joe Pepitone. I want to thank Tony Surace for coming in the first hour and a half while Joe was going from the voting polls where he was working in Vineland and came down to be with us. And it's been an interesting evening, Joe. I guess my biggest shock is that Joe Durrella did not make the top 5.
I'll be honest with you. I thought and again, maybe because we know him.
Yeah.
We know him as a person as well as a political leader. I've been out of politics for a little bit. There was a hiatus that I just kind of didn't get involved at all with it. So I'm not that familiar with some of the issues that went on, prior to him deciding to run for commission. But I thought, and again, knowing the man, knowing the quality of person he is, knowing his heart for the city of Millville, knowing how hard he works. I mean, there's so many boxes he ticks off.
Checks,
and I felt it to be almost almost crucial to have someone from the old guard at least be a staple for the new commissioners coming in. I mean, he has institutional knowledge.
Yeah, he sure does.
I mean,
Yeah.
of the city, of the county,
Yeah.
connections in Trenton. And a lot of people don't understand. I mean, that's one thing I remember that Jim Parent was very strong in,
the state
having the
connections,
relationships
yeah.
with the individuals
Yeah.
in Trenton that were able to bring money and funnel money to Cumberland County, because that's what it's about. I mean,
Yeah.
the money leaves, our area and goes up to Trenton and then gets redistributed. And it's about relationships. It's about, sometimes people say you should be in office one term and be gone. Well, you don't establish relationships, and in doing so, then it's a lot harder for you to garner those funds that exist at the state level to bring them down to your county or your municipality. So having those relationships are important. And again, Joe had those established. And it's just very sad for me because, again, I know the quality person he is.
Yeah.
And I think it's a loss
Yeah.
for the city of Millville not to have had someone of that caliber with that vast knowledge that he possesses, as well as a heart for the city. I mean, I don't know how someone who knows Joe Durella would say anything other than the fact that his heart was there. He worked his butt off.
Yeah.
I mean, he was one of the first people who didn't turn the light off. I mean, he just
Yeah.
kind of kept working and,
Yeah.
and trying to find solutions, as well as was, I think, a class act in the sense of being respectful to others. He wasn't a person who looked to tear other people down. He was a person who looked to find common ground. And who knows? I mean, I don't know where he is or how he was probably feeling now, But again, Joe, thank you personally from me for all that you've done for the county and for the city. And I don't know how you feel about giving it another attempt down the road. It's probably saying, "What are you, nuts?" But again, thank you for the time that you've put out, for the people.
Yeah.
He was a people's person.
Yeah, he was amazing. I mean, I was lucky to have him as my vice mayor during a lot of the time that I was the mayor, and he was just fantastic.
Not haughty, not arrogant.
No,
I mean, just it's someone that you'd want to have on your team.
Yeah.
And I'm sad that the people of Millville didn't see
But
that value.
this is interesting. You just hit on a good point, Joe. His team. Now, he was one of the few that actually, I think he was the only one that ran as a team. I know Sherman Taylor, I know Rick Cott, and I know that Noel Branham were sort of supporting each other, but they didn't have their specific team. In fact, I signed their 3 petitions because I sat with them
There was another
at an
team.
Elks thing. Pardon?
There was another team.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the 2-man team.
Three.
That's right. Summers and Bobby McQuaid.
Yeah, there's another one besides that. Wasn't Suey McGinty and
Oh, that's right. There were 3. Yeah, so we
Yeah.
could get to that. Yeah, the guy with his name starts with a G. Yeah.
Grigori, sorry.
Grigori, yeah. Dan Grigori. Well, I still don't know the guy. And
what is our percentage now?
15 out of 18 districts.
oh, that's good. So we have 15 out of 18 districts reported. So that's pretty darn close to what we'll have. And we'll be able to wrap up pretty soon. Once again, Dan Dixon with 2766 is number 1. Carol Kosovo with 2547 is number 2. Rick Cott.
Nope.
No.
Marissa.
Marissa Ranello, God bless her, with 2351. Rick Cott with 2265. And Sherman Taylor with 2135. Is that correct?
As of now.
Heather
yeah.
Garrison is close. She and Sherman are very close to each other. 2091 to 2135. And then from there,
Less than 50 votes apart.
I guess Durella maybe. I just trying to see. Yeah, I guess Durella would have been the number 6 vote getter.
17.
Bobby McQuaid did well. 15.
Patty Kears.
Patty, oh, that's right.
Yeah, she's
Sorry,
got
Patty.
18.
Patty did very well. Yeah. And I'm not surprised because Patty had a lot of knowledge. She worked for the Board of Social Services.
You know,
Her family had Clark's Liquor Store. Of great name recognition, good family, good people. So
I had the privilege of seeing it wasn't really a debate, but it was a presentation at Four Seasons. And I felt good. I felt good because I really didn't know a lot of the people, to see the heart that they had for the city, and said, oh, okay. I mean, again, no one has a whole lot of knowledge coming in not having been involved in politics. Yeah. But you can see the heart, and you can see the involvement and the energy and the work that they put in over a campaign, Like I said, I mean, they were all pretty equal 6 months ago, but, some individuals really took a lot of time to learn and apply what they've learned. And then a lot of the newcomers, too. It's like when you come in and you haven't been exposed to it, it's so new that it takes a little while to get your feet underneath you. And then if it's something that you really decide that you enjoy and want to do, then you come back. Yeah. But you understand after the first time, it's a little bit more of a, I don't want to necessarily say blood sport, but it's you understand what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. It's not like, oh, I'm going to run and everybody's going to say yay. Interesting.
Bobby McQuaid is watching. Bobby did pretty well, buddy. Good work.
Yep.
Larry Andrews watching. Cindy Cook.
Bob, I smile, Bob, because I know you well, and I watched the campaign that you put together in the sense of probably be pretty positive about everyone, and I think that bodes well. I mean, people like to see individuals that are everyone's friend, and I think that I remember the night of Four Seasons, I believe you're one of the last people who spoke, and you said something positive about every candidate, which I think, again, people respond to. I think people say, okay,
Yep, and got some good comments. Carol Casaboon, being a good person. Heather Garrison, a great person.
They're making comments?
These are comments from people. Patty Snyder Crockett said lots of great people on that board. Dan Dixon has a wonderful plan for Millville. Lori Carapelli said he would make a great mayor. Wes Soyak's watching. It's nice with Facebook. You can see Bobby McQuaid watching. Ray Jones Hall, one of my classmates, she's watching. The people that are all over the place that can tune in and watch, and that we thank you for being there. And now we're going back to the county commissioners.
This is surprising me.
It is, very much so. That Johnny Cap leading them all was 16,669. Garcia Balicki was 16,072. And then Doug Albrecht with 14,463. And Victoria Lodes with 14,144.
70 out of 92 districts.
70 out of 92 districts. Thank you, Brian.
And we have called elections for New Jersey Assembly.
Oh, they have. It's our
Assembly.
Incumbents remained in power.
Okay, Eric Simonson and Antoine McClellan have been declared our assemblymen for the 1st legislative district, which doesn't surprise any of us.
But again, I will say both Carol and Carolyn did a good showing.
Yeah, at least they got 30,000 votes. Cape May County is a tough place to run for a Democrat. That's for sure.
Carolyn Rush, you said, was an engineer. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And is it Mikey an engineer? Was her background?
Well, she was a helicopter pilot. I don't know for
okay.
I'm not sure what else she did.
She had some
might have
technical
been
training as well.
Not sure. But yep, it's interesting. I'm probably not surprised that Mikey Sherrill won, but I am a little bit surprised that some of the other, like for Cumberland County commissioners, if that stays the way it is, then you go from a 6-1 board
to 3-4,
5-4-3. Yeah, you're right. Yep, 4-3 board, and then next year 3 Republicans are up for election. So see how that works out as well. And speaking of the man, we're going to come back after this commercial break, and we've got the man who's done the plan and is super. And we're going to have it with us right after these messages.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, Doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Welcome back to Election 2025. And we've got the man who's had a fabulous night tonight, and it is Dan Dixon. Dan, welcome. Nice to see you. I got to tell you something. Dan has been my neighbor, but we really didn't know each other. We both live on Mallard Street. And tell the story about my daughter-in-law and the dog.
When we first moved in, I have a little puppy. People in the neighborhood know my dog. His name is Coco, a cute little dog. I love the dog. It's weird because I'm kind of a bigger guy and my dog is like this big, and everybody, they laugh at me because they said, that's not a dog, that's a rat. So my dog, when we first moved in, kept getting underneath the fence somehow. It was like she was a magician and we didn't know how she was doing it. So we got a call from your daughter-in-law, right, and they were like, your dog is at my house. And we're like, how is the dog was inside. We don't know how the dog even got out of the house. All the doors were locked. We locked up and left. So they were nice enough to keep the dog. You know, they sent pictures of them playing with the dog, and she was having a good time, and we were very grateful. Yeah, it's a cute little dog. I love my dog.
Yeah. Well, you know, Dan, I have to tell everybody, I've never, you came to me. We sat in a conference room for an hour and a half at least. Yeah. And I got to tell you, folks, not because he's sitting here. I'm like, oh my God, this man has got it. He's got it, folks. Really, a lot of things he wants to do were things that I did that worked. And he's a salesman. He's a self-employed businessman. Tell him you're going to go to City Hall, right? During the day?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about my schedule is I work early in the morning, and then I work at night. So I have my afternoons are pretty much wide open. So I'm going to be able to devote. I think, there's supposed to be part-time positions, but it doesn't really work out that way. So, luckily, I'm blessed to work my own schedule.
Well, that's what made me happy, because I had my own business and things were going really well. And I thought, you know what, I've always wanted to be the mayor of Millville. I'm going down there every day.
Right.
Lou Thompson said, you're not going to be here every day. I'll put a phone up at your office. I said, no, I'm coming every day. And I think it will for you too. It helps because the employees, hey, this person really cares. Right. And you build a relationship. You got some good employees left. You lost a lot of good employees, unfortunately.
That's what I've heard.
Sad. But at least now you can build them back up and get some really great people. Because that's the key, Dan. Surround yourself with good people.
Well, I think now that the election's over, and the election did get, unfortunately messy and unfortunate with a lot of people, and there were a lot of attacks. And I think when you're running for election, it's a lot of I. And then once the election's over, it's no longer I anymore. It's going to be we. And some of the people who are elected, it got messy between us, but that to me is in the past. And I think we have to band together as a group, and we have to come up with a plan. And we really need to focus on bringing the city back to, the times where Jim was talking about earlier, where Vineland was looking to us to see the great things that we were doing here. And the more people I talk to inside, outside the city, I really have a great optimism for what we can accomplish here. And like I said before, when you're running, for election, everybody who runs for election has a big ego. You almost have to. Yeah. I mean, that goes with the territory. But now that that's over with, you're not going to hear me say I much anymore. You're going to hear me say we, because and it's going to be a team effort, because I can't do it alone. And good guys like Rick Cott and Marissa Ranello, and they're all going to have great ideas, and we're going to work as a team to make things happen. I love this city. Lived here 55 years, and I know people who've moved here and people who are here, they love the city as well. It's going to take more than that, though. It's going to take people with good plans and people who have the strength to push these plans forward. It's not going to be easy.
Now that you're elected official, are you lying already? You don't look like you're 55. You look like you're 40.
Well, no, 55. I feel every bit of 55.
Oh, you look great. Well, let's look at the numbers. Finals. All right.
Finals.
Thank you, guys.
We're
great time. Dan, you hit 3,000 at 40.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
let's see. Then Carol was next, right at 27.95. And then Marissa Ranello, she beat out Rick Cott. She's third. Cott's fourth. And Sherman Taylor's fifth, right?
Sherman Taylor. Yeah, Garrison was right behind Sherman.
Yeah, by
close,
46
very close.
Votes.
And you know what? In my travels and talking to everybody, universally, everyone said Heather was such a nice person.
Oh, that's all I heard.
I haven't heard anything but. I mean, she was, out of everyone I've talked to and talked about, she's just a person that everyone said was amazing, and my learning curve has just begun. And I would love to sit with people like Heather and people, other people who were candidates, and I would love to sit and talk to those folks to see what their ideas were. And I'm not opposed to talking to any of the commissioners that are in there now. I know, a lot of people, were opposed to certain commissioners that were in there, and I would have no problem sitting down with any commissioner that's in there and, passing the baton off to see what you're doing. Now, obviously, we may not agree, but getting other people's perspective is something I've done for the past 3 months. That's all I've done, and we don't always agree. Me and Joe, I called us the odd couple. I don't know which one's who's who. Oscar, what was the other guy's name in the odd couple?
Felix.
Felix. I don't know. You could be Felix. I think I'm Oscar. If you look at my car, I'm Oscar. But me and Joe become, one of the things, me and Joe become very close in the past 3 months, and we don't really align politically on a lot of things, but I think we're both people who can see good ideas when they're in front of us. And go ahead.
To interject, one of the things that I told Dan, I didn't know Dan 3 months ago. I went to an event that he had, and I saw promise. I saw someone who, even though it was the opposite party, that I ascribed to, just had vision. And then I got to know him, and I saw the work ethic that he had, and I saw the investment that he'd made so far in just learning. Like, what is there to learn? Who do I talk to? How do I gain and glean the information? And I'm proud of the fact that you said you would speak with anybody, because you can learn from anyone. I mean, it doesn't mean that you have to acquire their perspective or their thoughts, but you learn. And you say, what is it that I can glean from each of these individuals, and create relationships, because bad relationships do no one good.
And you're right. When I first started, the one thing each week I said to myself, I would start Monday morning, where can I go? What's happening this week in the city? Where can I go? Where can I? And it wasn't about me putting my face out there as much as it was
learning
to learn from someone. And that was the way it wasn't, and it really wasn't. It wasn't about, hey, where can I show up where people can see me?
I agree. And as an educator, I think maybe that's one of the things that I admired about you, that you looked to learn.
Well, I mean, I've been a teacher for the past, teacher of martial arts for the past 20 years. So I teach kids, I teach adults, and that's what I do all day long. And I'm a lifelong learner when it comes to school. I'm still in school working on my PhD.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And,
congratulations.
So I'm always learning. Learning is part of, I went into this, Joe, knowing that I don't know a whole lot about how the city works, the processes, the procedures. And every week I said to myself, who am I going to sit with this week? Who am I going to have lunch with? I love to have lunch. Who am I going to have lunch with, and who am I going to learn from? And it wasn't about me sitting there and telling them, I think the city should do this. I think the city should do that. It was about, what do you think is the right path for the city? And I let them talk.
Yeah, and I was going to say too, I mean, I think I've been brutally honest with Dan, in the sense of, it's not going to be a cakewalk. I mean, he has learned the level of investment that it's going to take on him, as well as the rest of the commissioners, to make things turn around. And people aren't always going to be positive. I mean, for whatever reason.
And I do kind of want to address that. There has been a lot of negativity from people from day one. I've posted 120 posts. I think half of them have been videos.
Yeah.
I've been pretty transparent with how I feel about things, and there have been, I'd say, a handful of 15 people. And I don't want to be negative here, and obviously we talked about that, and that does hurt your feelings. I'm a sensitive guy, a very sensitive man. But my point is that, you see what people say about you, and you go and you look at it and you go, that's just not even remotely true. I'm a good guy. I've worked 20 years to, you make mistakes in your life, and you work 20 years to make things right, and to be a good part of the community, and be a good person. And all I would say is this: if you're coming into this as a person who was negative toward me, two things: give me a shot to show you that my heart is in the right place, and the second thing is, bring solutions. Rather than being negative toward everything the commission says, bring solutions. I'm willing to sit and talk to anybody about what their solutions are. Tell me what your solutions are. Let's talk. Good ideas come from lots of places, and some of them you would least expect. So, the folks who were negative, I'm not going to hold grudges against you guys. I mean, a lot of people would hold grudges for some things that were said out there. I'm not going to do that. I want to hear from everybody. I want to learn from everybody. And I think there's something to be learned from everybody.
And to the city, I'm going to say, give these individuals that are coming, you've got a lot of new people.
Sure do.
Give them grace. Give them a little bit of growing room, to be who they're going to be, and understand.
Only Casaboon's the only incumbent.
Right.
She is. And I knew she was going to do well, because people love her. Not only do they love her, but she got in last year, and there were 5,000 people that pushed her button just a year ago.
The Elks and her Holly Heights school secretarial thing. There's something else she's involved with. God bless her. She does a lot.
I've talked to a lot of people, and nobody has anything bad to say about Carol. Yeah. And I congratulate her and Marissa. Me and Marissa, we battle, and that's the truth.
That's the past.
That's the past. And I'm really looking forward to working with her. I hear she's got a lot of good ideas, and what rises above everything is the fact that this city needs us. It's not
Yeah,
about
that's for
me
sure.
anymore. It's not about what I want. It's about, certainly I put plans out there. Here's what I think. Here's my ideas. But it comes together. We're gonna have to come together, and we're gonna look at Millville, and we're gonna come together with a plan that the five of us can push forward. And hopefully we agree. We can all agree on a way forward that our city can be the jewel that it once was.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. There you see the final totals, folks. Dan Dixon will be the mayor of the city of Millville, and Carol Casaboon is 2795. She finished second. Rick Cott finished third. Super Guy 2512.
No, Marissa was third.
Marissa Riddell, I'm sorry, 2575
Very
finished
close.
third. Rick Cott fourth, and Sherman Taylor fifth. And Rick and Sherman were working sort of together. And congratulations to all five of them. And again, the interesting thing is, other than Casaboon, there were no other incumbents. And wow, this is unbelievable.
What is the percentage we have now?
10 more districts left to report.
10.
82 out of 92.
82 out of 92 districts reporting.
I would say this, watching this race, and people say signs don't win elections, but the Capizola Balicki signs were everywhere.
Well, there's all brick and load signs were almost anywhere, and they weren't that good as
They
signs.
weren't.
Your signs were the best signs.
Yeah,
they really weren't. Honest to God.
My signs were.
I loved them.
They were
everywhere.
They were everywhere.
But I like the red.
I
white,
had
and blue.
700 signs.
I believe you.
And I
saw
believe
699.
And I believe that probably 400 of them were probably stolen
Yeah.
at this point. They were taken. So somebody,
Can somebody return them?
yes, can I have them back if I ever? I'm probably never going to run again. But
you're too young to say that.
could you guys please bring my signs back to me? If somebody has a garage full of signs out there, so if you guys can bring my signs back, I might want to use them again. I know people say they take them and use them for target practice at like ranges and stuff, but if you want to dump them on my front lawn or something, that would be great. I wouldn't mind having them back.
But I think the city's a little bit brighter, and like I said, it's up to the people of the city to be as supportive as you can. I mean, understand they may make mistakes, they may have some trouble finding their way, but we have a bright future ahead, and it's going. I myself will look at my friend and say, listen, if you're doing something that I don't think that's right, I mean, or your motives are not for the best of the city, because you know what, it's easy and it's hard. The easy part is to say the simple question: is this the best for the city?
Right.
And sometimes those answers, they don't sound good. I mean, I've tried to employ some things that I ran into a lot of opposition, but most of the things I look back at that I tried to have accomplished would have benefited the city, and again, maybe not popular, but sometimes needed, sometimes would have put us in a better stead down the road. But
I'm very optimistic. When you look at me, Carol, Marissa, Rick, and Sherman, I think that's a good team. I think that's a team that we can really work together. Nobody has an agenda. Nobody's going to try to bulldoze over each other. I think it's going to be a very collaborative, team.
And you know what else, Dan? And I've known many of the employees in the city for all the years I was there, and a lot of them were very unhappy with the incumbents. They'll love you guys, especially you. This guy's got a great personality. He's going to work with you, and you need to keep the people. My God, it's like a turnstile. Every time I turn around, new city clerk, new person here.
Right.
It's just, once you're there and you establish and they see you every day, that's what's important. Mm-hmm. I was there every single day. Some days all day, some days a few hours, but at least they knew I cared. And I was there to see how you doing, what can we do, and you'd learn from them. But you need an economic development. You're good at that economic development. That's the one thing when I met with Dan, like he reminded me of me. It's like, yeah, we got to go find these businesses. We got to go woo them and bring them to Millville.
Right.
And as Dan talked about, we've got a lot of wonderful assets in Millville, but we need to bring those forward to the people that have interest in coming to the town. And I think you can sell them on coming to Millville.
another resource that's out there, and I think he would be cooperative in working and learn, is Mayor Finucci in Vineland.
He'll work.
I mean, he's again a good friend, a proven leader.
Mm-hmm.
And did you have a relationship with him?
No, I don't. But the one
He's
thing
a
that I
great
posted,
guy.
I think today online was, One of my last posts was, I've worked really hard during the election, as everybody did. I don't want to put down anybody. That's not what I mean. We've all worked hard. But you ain't seen nothing yet. Now that I know that I'm definitely going to be in, I'm going to work even harder to build relationships to inside and outside of the city. One thing that was the problem was we didn't have those relationships outside the city that we needed to bring the economic development here.
Well, and the nice thing is, I know Joe Condo is wonderful. Mike Testa is fantastic. So I know you're going to bond well with them.
And I know them from the Republican breakfasts.
Right, that's what I figured. And that's what's wonderful. And Mayor Finucci is phenomenal. One of the best mayors Savannah has ever had. You can learn a lot from him. And I think the world of all three of them. In fact, Joe Condo and I do shows together and have times together. And they really are making some good progress. And again, having the relationship, especially with a state senator. And I don't know, do you know Antoine and Eric?
I've met them just a couple times. Yeah.
I like both of them as well. So there you've got the in with the assembly people, with the senator, with the senator's right-hand man, Joe Condo. They're people that, you can keep moving forward and helps the city, because the more contacts you have, they're going to help Millville because they like you and they want to make things better for their constituents.
It doesn't hurt that people like you.
No.
I mean, to be likable, I've spent my life in sales, and people, and something I've always said, and somebody probably said it to me at some point, is people do business with people they like.
Yeah.
And they don't do business with people they don't like. We see that, and you feel like on a municipal level, when developers are coming, you think that, oh no, people don't really think that way. They do.
Sure.
If there's somebody in a city that they don't like, they will avoid doing business with. And it's the same thing when I was a salesperson. People want to buy from people that they like, and it's the same thing here.
Well, and I was telling the story of Superior Walls, John Ruga. I was the mayor. John came. I was like, wow, this is a neat business, John. And we're talking and interacting and, got along real well. So every few months, Don Ayers was our economic development director. He and I would go over and see John. How's everything going? Anything we could do for you? Blah, blah, blah. And then when I moved on, I wasn't mayor anymore. He said, you know what? Nobody came to see me. I said, forget Millville, I'm going to Vineland. And he's done phenomenal in Vineland. But that's where once you have them, you still want to keep the relationship. You don't forget it. And I know you will, because you've got a great personality.
It's as tough as the election process was, I'm really a person who values the relationships that I've built. And, for the past 20 years, when people come and they become one of my students, or they become, somebody I'm training, it's really something where I build a relationship with somebody where I build that rapport, and it's genuine. Me and Joe, when we became friends, I mean, Joe is a real friend of mine now. Somebody that
mine too.
Somebody that I would go to bat for, and that's how I feel about my wife tells me, she goes, you really feel too strongly about these people that come and for students, and I can't help it. I build. I think when I didn't know you, and it's kind of a weird thing to say, but when we left our meeting,
we gave
each other a hug.
Yeah. I loved you. It was like I went home and I said, "This guy is fantastic." I told Joe.
But that's not like that. But that's not a put on for me.
No,
when I meet somebody and I like them, it's sort of something that happens. It's almost a I'm not trying to be weird, but it's kind of a magical thing where I really was vibing with you, and you were talking to me, and you build that rapport immediately. Where I said, "I'll see you later." And we gave each other a hug. An hour and a half into it, and we became friends almost immediately. And that's something you need to build relationships with all over.
Yes, you do.
People want to be able to do business with people they like.
Yes, and they'll like you because you've got a great personality. That's the other factor that you need to have.
But I think the rest of the commissioners I feel that way too. Even though me and some of the other, the election time was rough, I really think that, Marissa Ranello, she can bond with people outside the city.
Yes.
I think that, Carol Cossaboon, people love her.
Yeah.
Rick Kott's a great guy to get along with. Sherman Taylor's going to be great.
Yeah.
This is going to be a dream team.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this team.
And we're going to turn one of the meals into a vegan meal. Did I ever tell you the story with Rick Cott?
No, somebody told me today he was a vegan.
Yeah, well, Rick's a vegan.
I didn't know.
Oh, he looks fantastic.
Somebody told me today.
So anyway, I had him, as I'm going to have you on the show at the New Jersey Motorsports Park, had him on the show with me. And Antonio, the chef, I said, Antonio, Mr. Cott is a vegan. Can you make a vegan meal for him? Sure. He said, Jim, that was one of the best vegan meals I've ever had. I go to Wildflowers. I love, and so does Rick. We go to Wildflowers. They have fabulous vegan food. So I really enjoyed their stuff. But he looked so good. It did that. But it's funny. Rick was the PBA president when I was the mayor. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he represented the PBA well. But I just really like him so much. And, you know, Carol, I don't know a whole lot. Her husband and I went to school together. Seems like a sweetheart. Marissa Brunell, I met her, I think, once. Seemed nice. And, of course, Sherman, I think Sherman worked with me when he was a kid back, you know, he's like 15, 16 years old. So I know him, you know, well.
Well, knowing, you know, what I went through for the election and how hard I worked, I just have a lot of respect for everyone who, you know, who made it. I really do. And, you know, like I said, the past is the past. We have to band together and work for the future. And I have a lot of respect for as much work that went in. I know how hard Carol worked, and I know how hard Marissa worked. I mean, her signs were everywhere. Every time I saw Marissa's sign, I was like, oh, another Marissa sign.
I'm looking forward to getting to know her. I don't know
friend.
her, but
yeah.
Okay, well, let me put you on. Hang on a minute. I'll put your speaker on. We've got Sherman and Rick on the phone.
wow.
Somebody get Marissa on the phone.
There you go, Sherman. Go ahead, Rick.
Sherman and Rick on the phone. Wow.
Rick, it's your turn.
Tell them to turn down their TV.
Turn down.
We want to start out and congratulate their mayor, Dan Dixon.
Yes.
Dan.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
Congratulations, man.
And congratulations to you
Let's get
too, Rick.
together.
Congratulations to you too, Rick and Sherman.
Thank you, buddy. We are ready to get working.
Nice.
Well, I couldn't think of three better people than the three of you to get working.
Should we ask the other two to call in?
Yeah, I think they should.
Why don't you tell Marissa and Josephine to call in if they can? Give them my number. I don't know if they want me.
We're ready. Let's do this.
Is there a station number?
Oh, you want to come to the station? They said you can.
We're going to be here for a little
Producer.
bit.
We'll be here for a little while.
Come on, guys.
Will that break the sunshine law though?
No, because you're not sworn in. You're okay.
Not yet.
No, you're not sworn in yet. You're okay.
Yep.
So if you want to come down, we'll be here.
We're just cleaning up right now.
Okay.
Are they coming?
You're coming?
Awesome.
Okay, we'll see you when you get here. This
Well,
side door. Okay, thanks, Rick.
Well, let's get Marissa down here and let's
Yeah,
get
come
Carol
on.
down here. Let's do it. Let's all hug and
Marissa and
shake
Carol,
hands
if
and-
you're out there, the invitation's open to you guys as well. We'd love to see you come here and see what the city's going to look like on the dais after January.
Let's put the dream
Is there a
team together
number
right
that
now.
they could call?
Yeah,
Sure.
sure. 856-305-6647. And I could put you on speakerphone like we did with Rick.
Or come in.
856-305-6647.
we can scoot over.
So you're welcome to call us if you'd like. But, yeah, I do want to mention that this will be nice because I've got every single one of the commissioners and, of course, Mayor Dixon here. What I do is we do a show on Thursday. Normally this week it will be Friday in the afternoon at 2 o'clock, so we have football Friday night. But what I will do is, and I had Rick on. Rick Cott was on with me several years ago when it was, I guess, about police or whatever. But I will make sure every one of the commissioners, including the mayor, will have, once they can come out during the month and,
Have a
come out
talk.
with the interview. Right. And, that way people get to know you. Any questions you want me to ask you, and I don't beat you up. I'm very nice. You're always positive. I feel it's better to be positive than negative, and that's the way I've always been. So, and Joe keeps me in line. He's like my therapist. Joe and I go out to dinner.
Because I
and
am.
He takes care of me.
He does the same for me.
Gonna start my own business.
We've probably had lunch the past 2 or 3 months, at least twice a week. So we talked every day, and there's a wealth of experience here.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right, Jim. Thank you for mentioning my name on it. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Hi, Robert. How are you?
Congratulations.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Hey, Bob, you ran a good campaign. It's Pep.
I never come in winning on commission, but that's fine. I liked it when I was there, because when I was there, we actually did bring the loan in, but I actually went to 15 hours of arbitration, and we were able to get that factory tore down. Unfortunately, I didn't get reelected. Watson took over, and now you have nothing but a debris area there, which I understand is a hazardous waste probably with asbestos in the bricks. But hopefully we can all work together and get the city looking good again.
Well, you and Mike do a great job cleaning up the televisions and all that stuff. You two deserve a lot of credit.
Well, when I was there, when I was commissioner, I got out. We got the curbs all painted, made them look nice and shiny. Around that sculpture over there near City Liquor, we cleared up the area, got stones put there, and get that grass away. The only thing we didn't finish, because I didn't get voted back in, we wanted to paint that thing. So maybe Dixon can get that thing painted. I talked with the...
I'm going to be out there tomorrow with a paintbrush and a can of paint, and we're going to take care of it.
Because there was a lady down there, we wanted trying to get that painted up and make it look nice, because right now it looks like a rust bucket. Although it's supposed to look a rustic, it's not pretty. So there's a lot that needs to be redone, and I was hoping to get back in there, but I don't know. We'll see what happens next time.
I think I told you this. This is the God's honest truth. 4 years ago tonight, I was 4th, you were 6th, and I was praying you were going to beat me. I didn't want to serve. I wanted you there. But eventually you got it.
Yes, I know. I told you not to drop out to work with them.
No, thank you. No, I tried that one time. No.
Yes. Well, I tried to get Pepitone to run for school board, but he wouldn't run.
Well, I wrote his name in.
Do we know what those numbers are?
That's it.
You got to have 25
signatures,
in order to win.
It's got to be close.
It's pathetic. But all the votes in?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, they are. They're all in.
They all tallied in?
Yep.
Can you put them up again so we can see
Sure,
them?
we will. Okay.
I greatly appreciate it. All right, congratulations, Mr. Dixon.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it.
Take care, Bob.
And it's just Dan. Call me Dan. I'm not Mr. Dixon is my father.
Okay, we're going to put the totals up once again. There you see them. Dan Dixon, top vote getter with 3,040 votes. And then Carol Casaboon, 2,795 votes. Rick Cott with 25. No, I'm sorry, Ranella. Marissa, I'm sorry. Marissa Ranella with 2575. Rick Cott, 2512. And Sherman Taylor, 2346. So they're the 5 winners, with Dan Dixon being your mayor, and they're the ones that pulled it off tonight. Congratulations to all 5 of them.
I suggest we all go to dinner sometime this week and really get to know each other.
It's going to be important that you guys figure out where it's going to be.
Yeah.
And again, Marissa and Carol, if you would like to call in or come in, it would be great to see the crew together. What is that number again?
856-305-6647. We should have given your number out because his is an easy number to remember. 856-300-3001. Yeah, see, Dan remembers it.
Not that I answer.
No, he doesn't. Don't text him. And don't text Joe Pepitone. If you text Joe, you might get a response 2 or 3 days later.
It's almost like an email.
I sent him a message, and I sent next day I go, "Do you not like me anymore? Why are you not texting me back?"
Oh Lord.
Let's see.
What's that?
Oh, Marissa's on the line. Go.
Yes, nice.
Hey, Marissa. Congratulations.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi,
Good.
Marissa. This is Joe Pepitone. We really haven't had a chance to get to talk at any length, but I'm very interested in getting to meet you and getting to know a lot about you. I'm excited that you're going to be part of the commission, and I want to see your perspective come in and round out this team.
Marissa.
I'm looking forward to it. A lot of great candidates here. A lot of great people that threw their names in the hat on this race. And I'm really looking forward to serving with the 4 other commissioners.
And I just want to say, Marissa, I know things were tense between us, but I want to congratulate you. I know you worked your butt off. I know how hard I worked, and I know you were working just as hard. So I want to congratulate you and tell you what a great job you did on your campaign.
Likewise, Dan. It's we got a good team.
We
and
do.
I'm looking forward to the next 4 years. I told you originally, I think that we do think alike on a lot of different things. And I definitely have worked with Rick for 3 years on the Board of Education. Sherman, Carol, and I think we are a really good team.
I think we got a dream team.
I think the
That's
people of
exciting.
Millville really showed up and put 5 individuals that could definitely work together.
I agree with
Yeah,
you.
to come in.
It's fabulous. Did you serve for a while, Marissa?
I did. On the commission,
Yeah.
I served last year.
Okay.
I was appointed in
Right.
24 of April after Mayor Orndorff resigned.
Okay.
Carol won that special election in
Oh,
November.
gotcha. Yeah.
Hey, Marissa, if you're not like my wife and in your pajamas already, we invited you down here and to sit with us. I don't know if you're already tucked in for the night or not, but
I appreciate that very much. I had a cocktail. I don't drink and drive. So I'll be home for the rest of the evening.
all right.
But I'm grateful for that invitation.
Well, congratulations, Marissa. Very proud of
Thank you for calling in as well.
Good campaign. Great
Thank you so
campaign.
much.
Thank you, guys.
Look forward to meeting you sometime. We'll have you on your own show.
Congratulations, Dan.
Thank.
And to you too, Marissa. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think we pushed
Good
each
night,
other. I think you and me pushed each other to be better than we would have been without each other.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good
We'll leave it
stuff.
at that. But I think we
Good
pushed
stuff.
each other, so it was good.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to reaching out.
Yep.
Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
And you think about athletics, I've been in athletics all my life and I train, and unless you have an opponent that pushes you hard, they say iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Unless you have an opponent that pushes you hard, you never really reach your potential. And I think with me and Marissa, we went at it, but I think we pushed each other to be better candidates, and we pushed each other to learn more and to be better candidates and to rise higher than where we would have been on our own.
And to find a tenacity that
Right.
both of you
Oh,
would have
good.
had to have had.
Great. Hang on, Carol. Carol's on.
Carol, yes.
Carol, you might be the most popular woman in Millville. Everybody loves you. I mean, Holly Heights, the Elks. What's the other thing that you do that everybody's telling me? Is it a women's club as well?
Well, I belong to the women's club, yeah.
Yeah, but aren't you like
Yes.
secretary? You like are the person that does everything, from what they tell me.
Oh, no. Oh, no, that's church.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Look at that. Another
about that.
dimension.
Yeah. What church do you go to, Carol?
It's Christ Episcopal Church here in Millville.
Yes, I know where that is. That's
You
good.
know exactly, yeah. We're
Yeah.
just getting ready to add on, yes.
That's super.
Yes.
Carol, this is Joe Pepitone. How
Hi, Joe,
long?
how are you?
Good. How long have you worked at Holly Heights?
I was there for 30 years.
I was going to say 32. I was off by 2.
Okay, only because I did my student teaching at Holly Heights, and I had wondered if you were there when I had done that, but I don't think you were there yet.
1983, I started.
Yeah, I think I was there probably 84 or 5.
Well, then,
Well, then I must have been my first year. And if I'm not mistaken, I think our new mayor went through Holly Heights. He
He
may have
did?
been there with my class.
I was at Holly Heights from the age of 6 all the way through till 8th grade. So I would have left Holly Heights in 1983 or 84. Rick Cock could tell me
Okay.
better. We graduated 84. I would have left. I became a freshman in 84.
You were probably an 8th grader the year that I started.
Okay,
When
there we go.
Very
There we
good
go.
possibility.
Well, while I have you here, Carol, I just want to congratulate you. I, for one, and the guys that just walked in know how hard it is to run a race like this, and I want to congratulate you on a great race and how hard you worked as well.
Oh, thank you. You too. You too.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Signs
Carol.
You're going to have a job.
Yeah, the biggest part of my job is collecting all my signs.
Thank you, Carol. Congratulations.
Thank you. I look forward to a meeting. I think we have an excellent team. I'm excited.
I do too. I
Excited.
see 2
my
handsome
God,
guys
how
coming
exciting
into
this
place
is.
too.
Real strong people, good people, and I know people that we can all work together, and that's
Amen.
what we need.
You
That's
bet.
what we need for
Agreed.
this city,
Yes.
big time.
Yep. Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
No, I'm not coming down because, like Marissa, I didn't have a drink, but I'm in my new milk. Ready to bed.
Well, thanks for considering it at least.
Hey, but
Thanks.
I've been known to. I could put my flip flops on and come on down, but no, that's okay. We'll do it some other time.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Congratulations again,
All
Carol.
right.
See ya.
Guys, I look forward forward to working with all of you. And Jim, thank you so much for everything.
You're welcome, Carol.
And Dan, yeah, dinner sounds good, Dan. Perhaps we can.
I would love for all 5 of us to go out to dinner with our families and all get to know each other. This commission needs to be better than the commissions that we've had in recent years, where everything starts off nice and then you're at each other's throats. I think the issues that confront this city are way more important than any one of us individually. So I think if we band together as a team, it's going to be a great 4 years for Millville. I'm excited, and I'm really pumped about the team that we have.
Yeah, I am too. We have a really good team. I'm very proud, very, very proud. So thank you, Millville.
Yep.
It's a good town.
Good. Thank you, Millville.
Thank you,
All right.
Carol. See ya.
We'll talk to you later, guys.
Take care.
Thanks, Carol.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Well, I know we're going to have the dinner. Wildflowers, right, Rick?
Mayor Dixon may not want to eat it there, but
For vegan?
We're going to take a commercial break, and we've got the 2 men here that are buddies, Rick Cott and Sherman Taylor, and I'm going to get out of the way, and we're going to let them sit and talk with Joe or with the mayor. We'll be back with more. Don't leave, because your other 2 commissioners are here, and they're ready to tell you what they're going to do, and we'll do all that after these messages.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Imagine living without pain. For over 35 years, Doctors Beebe and Doyle have helped thousands of people find relief from all types of pain. Millville Chiropractic Center has 4 doctors on staff specializing in hands-on or light-touch, drug-free pain relief methods. The examination, x-rays, therapies, and adjustments are all performed at one location. Schedule a consultation today. Enjoy life without pain and discomfort. Millville Chiropractic Center, the area's #1 pain relief center.
Many people treat their health like a game. With the Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Our mental health services focus on the emotions and behaviors that affect your overall well-being and features psychiatric, counseling, and addiction services, including our exclusive Fresh Start program, designed to help combat the opioid epidemic in our communities, plus all the other specialties you expect from Complete Care. Level up your health with us. The Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joe Pepitone, and I have the honor of introducing you. You already met Dan over here, and we have two other of your commissioners, and they're going to get an opportunity to share with you their ideas and just fill you in on what's in store for the city of Millville with the great team that we have. We have Rick Cott and Sherman Taylor. They are also going to be your commissioners, and you met Dan already. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to you guys and just sit and listen.
Well, thank you, Joe. Like I said, very thankful, very grateful for tonight. And what an election, right? 19 people giving their time and their effort and just putting themselves out there. And just a great race. We were watching it. It was flipping back and forth and here and there.
Exciting, huh?
Very exciting, like
Yes.
watching a sporting event.
Nail biting.
Yes. And when everything's said and done, a lot of us have history together. Me and Dan went to school together. I've known Dan since high school, so that won't be a problem at all. We talk quite often anyway.
We did. I think of, when we look at this election there, I talked to a few people, but you and me probably texted each other maybe once or twice a week.
Yep.
Just no big conversations, but just, hey, how you doing? How you making out? Some funny things that happen along the way we would laugh about, send, just little funny things that,
Absolutely.
that cracked us up. And, it was good to have somebody to talk to because, I'm not part of a team. So, when you're going it alone, you like to feel like somebody's, in your corner to kind of, talk to and, just run things by. So Rick was kind of a guy that we kind of chatted throughout it. We had lunch early on.
Yeah.
And, it was good to kind of just chat with him, see where he was on things. And I knew from the beginning he was somebody I could work with. So that's a plus.
And I just think we just have a strong field, right? Marissa Ranella, she was on for a year, right? And she also was on the school board for quite a bit.
Absolutely.
So, and she can research like there's no other,
And
right?
so you were here when they both called in and they wished you guys both luck. They were really happy.
Yes.
I mean, the synergy that exists among you guys is so exciting. I'm ecstatic of what the future looks like.
I think we all bring something to the table that's special to us.
Absolutely.
And I think that we're so diverse now that I really think we're going to do well. I do.
Well,
For one, we're ready. Rick and I have been, it's our wives joke that we should just be moving together because we're constantly on the phone. We're constantly texting.
You heard it here first.
Houses, so their wives are like, "Oh, you guys are crazy." But I mean, we're so since day one. Rick came to me a few years ago and he said, I think it was like the first year of the current commission, and he says, "Hey, Sherman." He comes into dispatch. He says, "I got an idea." I was like, "What's that?" He goes, "Let's me and you run for city commission." I said, "Get out of my office. Don't ever come in here. You're crazy." And little by little, he pecked at me. So then I said, well, you know what? Maybe, but you got to try to see if Newell would run.
The idea took root. That's awesome.
And when we did it, we're like, we decided we weren't going to run as a team, but we were going to support each other. And we did. We supported each other through the whole thing.
Nice.
And, we...
It's important to have that bedrock of support among you because you're going to see there's going to be times that are going to come up. It's going to be hard, and you're going to have people that you scratch your head. It's like, why do people have the attitude like this? We're only trying to do things on behalf of the city to better the city. And a lot of times they don't understand. Like, you're going to have a whole gigantic chunk of information that you understand all the pieces. Well, the public might only know one part of it, and therefore they come at you with their perspective, with their limited perspective, and that's why you guys have to have broad shoulders and understand that they're coming in from maybe not knowing all and taking the time to say, listen, this is what we're doing. But the key of you guys all supporting each other, backing each other up, that's what's going to create the city on the hill. And we have the potential. As I said before, we have our own river, we have our own airport, we have a railway running through it,
we're just
access
not
to
putting out there.
55. I mean, we're blessed in this, the topography. And again, you have Vineland right down the street. I know the mayor there who's done a phenomenal job, who would be willing to give you guys insight. Great guy.
Oh, already reached out.
Good to hear. See, that's why.
Before today, I mean, he... if you guys get in, you just promise it, you'll at least call or sit down.
He's a
I'm
good
like,
man.
why wouldn't we? We have the largest border with Vineland. than any other municipality.
Mayor Finucci loves Rick.
Yeah, I mean he's such a nice guy.
Yep.
And I just feel between you have Dan and Marissa, which I don't think they sleep, and they're just constantly, their brains are just moving right forward. And then you have me, Carol, and Sherman that has just worked in the city for so long.
Institutional
knowledge that you combine us five together, and wow, what a team, right? And I just think what me, Sherman, and Carol can add to Dan and Marissa is just going to be, because like I said, I don't think either two sleep. Because I've talked to both of them, and they're just, their brains are always on audit.
Well, I think we're all alphas, where we are go-getters and we want to make things happen, and I think there's, during elections there's going to be conflict, but now that we're where we're at, I think we can, like the Wonder Twins activate. I think we can put those energies that we have together to work forward. And like I said, I don't want to keep saying it over and over, but I think it's going to be a terrific team, and I'm looking forward to a great 4 years.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's get out there.
Excitement. We're going to get the ladies.
When's our dinner?
I like to eat.
I didn't have dinner tonight. You have to get the significant others on board too, right? Because it is going to be a family thing, and we're going to be spending a lot of time together, and we really care. I'm telling you, the five people in there really care about Millville. And when you really care about Millville, only good things are going to happen.
Well, the thing is, Rick, that there's no benefit personally to us. And I know the one thing I can tell you is I can't talk about the past, but people have talked about people try to benefit from, being in office. And I know none of us, I own my own business. You're retired. You're retired.
I'm retired, yeah.
Marissa, she works, but has plenty of time to devote to the city. There's no personal benefit. The $7,000 we make, that's I'm going to lose more money. Sorry.
Oh, now we're good.
Sorry.
Now we're good.
I take everything back. That 9,000, I take it all back. That 9,000 is going to make a big difference. 40 years. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is there's no personal benefit to. You're not trying to cash in on this. You're not trying to cash in on this. If anything, I'm going to lose money from the time I'm putting into this. So there's no personal benefit to anybody who's coming in. And I think that people need to realize that we are doing our very best for the city, and we're not capitalizing off of this. We're doing it because we love the city, and we want to see the city progress and become what we know it can be.
And the benefit is for all of you, the success of the city. You're all homegrown. I mean, aren't you all?
Absolutely. 55 years.
And knowing that. There's a vested interest, and even though Marissa is not originally from Millville, she's put out there she wants to be part of the city.
She has.
And she's worked her butt.
She works hard.
You can't deny that woman has worked
and
very
she's
hard.
got spunk.
I'm really looking forward to getting to know her. I don't know her well. I know Carol a little bit.
But Carol, I think Carol with the right team behind her that she's getting.
She's sunshine.
Ball of fire.
Oh,
ball of fire. There's no doubt in my mind.
And again, each of you are going to have your own, portion that you bring to the table. Who's going to be the cheerleader? Who's going to be the thinker? Who's going to be the person who has to stand up? Who's going to be the person who collaborates everyone together? As you begin to weave this together to a cloth that's going to be, what blanket that Millville needs to be successful. The city's hurting it, and it needs a blanket, so to speak, if I could use that terminology, and then watch it grow. And that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time. And I think one thing I've talked about is I think we should all get together and put together a game plan. Talking to people that are already in, the obstacles that are ahead of us. But if we have a game plan, I'd thrown something out there, a 30, 60, 90-day plan. I think if we come up with something where we'd like to accomplish this and this and this, and we try to keep it in these timetables, and it's not going to be perfect, and it's not something that, things will happen where we'll have to, make a right or left turn. But I think if we have a nice game plan set ahead of us, of all the things that we can agree on that we can accomplish, and we're not always going to agree, but we're not going to go on social media and I'm going to make posts of Rick in a diaper or crying or anything, or I'm going to say that dirty vegan,
right?
I think there's always going to be a time where we can talk to each other and come to a place where we make the best decisions.
The other point that I want to make is, as you guys come up with your ideas, it's not a bad idea to shoot each other's eyes. I don't want to say shoot it down, but test them. Because among the group, if you put something out there like a boat, so to speak, and all of you take shots at it, you're going to see the problems that exist in that idea among you. And you have to have broad enough shoulders where if he says, "Oh, Rick, you're crazy about that," you don't take offense, or whatever. It's like, well, what do you mean? And you make the idea better and better. So when it goes out there to float, it's like, we got this thing covered.
It's all about teamwork.
Yeah.
And, Rick and I have known each other for 43 years, somewhere in there. And we don't always agree, but we can sit there and talk about it.
That's it.
I don't know Dan. I didn't know Dan until I met him when he signed my petition at the Queen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Coming out
I
of
was
Queen
one of the
day.
first people to sign their petition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I was.
So I said to Rick, I said, "Who's that guy?" He's a nice guy. I went to school with him.
Is that what he really said? Is that what he really said?
He said, well, he said,
He's all right.
He's okay. He's a tiny guy, but he's all right.
Listen, he signed your paper. Be grateful.
It's funny you met me out eating at lunch too.
But I'm so ready. I'm so ready to just get in there and work for it.
Well, this whole process, we've been doing that. Like, we'll come up with an idea. I'll come up with an idea, and then he'll sleep on it and says, what do you think about this? And I'm like, I love that idea. And then same thing. He'll come up with an idea, but that's what we got to do, right?
Gotcha.
Like, because we're all thinking here. It's just how we get there, right? And
Absolutely.
I think we could do that. I really do. I really have a lot of faith in the 5 here, and I'm excited. Like, we had no intentions of coming down here, and then when we saw the 5, we're like,
Yeah.
It's good. And
We're
it's
like,
a
we
shame
wanted
that the
to come
girls
down.
couldn't come down.
I
But
know.
you'll be able to get together. We got 5 minutes, guys. So let's
absolutely.
share with the public any last ideas that you want to share for
I-
this evening. And then
I would personally like to thank everybody in the public that put their faith in the 5 people that they've chosen.
Yeah.
19
Applause
people
to
ran,
the
which
city.
I'll tell you, that's great in itself. 19 people.
Absolutely. A lot of people left the cheap seats.
And
You know what I'm
and to
saying?
come out with 5 that are chosen, and and they put their faith in us, and now
Tall
we're going
order.
to give back.
Tall order, my friend.
We're here to listen, and I think that's a very important thing, is to listen to the public. And I met some great people at the meet and greets and out in public, at a couple events, and this town is an awesome town.
Yeah.
We got our quirks, but it's an awesome town.
You want nowhere but forward.
Yeah.
And once again, just thanks to the whole public, right? Just dealing with us and going through the 19 people. But there's a couple people, like, I want to throw a shout out, right? We still have votes coming in, right? But Heather Garrison is right there, right? Community leader that is a pillar of our community that put herself out there.
And there's no reason why you guys can't employ her.
Absolutely.
I don't mean literally as a
Right,
job.
but as a
Employ her
resource, yeah,
line as a
absolutely.
resource.
And then you have Newell. Listen, we're going to stand behind Newell. He's just a member of this community. He's been a pillar here. Once again, just a strong leader in the community.
Mr. Orange and Blue.
Yep. And then, listen, I just feel like I want to throw this out here. Victoria Broomhall, 22 years old. Here we are talking about what we've done.
Yeah.
And how many of us could have done this at 22 years old?
Yeah. Really.
And she might have been 21, 23. She's right there, but I couldn't have done it.
No.
And
I give her a lot of
left
credit
the cheap
for
seats. That's
yeah.
the point that I
And
make.
once
It's
again,
not-
I like when you see young people like that and putting themselves out when a lot of people would not do that. So I just wanted to give her a shout out too. But like I said, thank everybody, right? It's a tough choice they had to make. And,
all the candidates that took the time to put their name out there.
Absolutely.
It's tough. It is a lot of work. It's,
And I just want to end off by saying this. I want to talk to the voters in Millville, and I want to ask you to get behind this team. I want to let you know that everyone on this team is working hard for Millville, and I want you to support us. I'm asking for your support. There's been negativity in the past. Give this team a chance to really make changes in this city. We're all going to work hard. I know these people. We are going to work and work and work, not for ourselves. We're going to work for you. That's what I vowed from the very beginning, and that's what I know these guys are going to do. That's what I know Marissa and Carol are going to do. We all love and care for this city, and we, more than anything, want this city to be what we know it can be. and give us a chance. Give us a chance and work with us. Don't work against us. If you have ideas, don't just come up to that podium and tell us how terrible our ideas are. Tell us what you think. Tell us how those ideas can be better. Be a part of the solution. That's what we really want. We want everyone to be a part of the solution. This is just not 5 people who are superheroes trying to solve all the problems of the world. We need your help, and we're asking for your help. The team is going to be great, but we need everyone to be behind us, or it's never going to work.
Input. We
Guys,
definitely need
thank
input.
you for giving the opportunity to talk with the people that just elected you. Great job, City of Millville, and the team that you put together. You're going to be seeing a lot more of these guys, and I think the city's in good hands, and we're moving forward. Thank you and good night.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Quinn.
Yes.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Welcome back to Election 2025. As we're getting ready to wrap it up, we want to give you the final totals, and we want to congratulate all the people that won tonight. And in Millville, of course, we had Dan Dixon, who's going to be the mayor, Carol Casaboon, Rick Cott, Marissa Ranello, and Sherman Taylor. They're your city commissioners. And congratulations to all of them. And I know we do have the county commissioners. Johnny Capizzola was the top vote getter, and John will take one of the positions. In fact, unfortunately, he'll take it away from Victoria Lodes. So the winners for the County Commission Board are John Capizzola at 18,916, and Doug Albrecht at 18,606, Yolanda Malicki 18,291, and Tori Lodes 18,215. And thank you, Tori, for your service to the County of Cumberland. John Capizzola, you've worked yourself very, very hard, and I'm proud of you, and congratulations on the victory. And so that's the commissioners and the county people. Do we have anything else? The state? Oh, yeah, we do have the state. Eric Simonson and, of course, Antoine McClellan won rather easily over Carolyn Rush and Carol Sabo. So Antoine and Eric will go back and represent us in the state assembly. Congratulations to both of them. And Joe, this I guess wasn't a big surprise, but it's quite a distance, wasn't it?
You know what? There was a lot. There was a lot of selling of it being closer.
Yeah,
and I'm going to use the term selling because I don't know if it ever really was.
Yeah, it's a good point.
That being the case, I'm very happy with the results. I'm happy with the split ticket. I mean, in the county, it shows to me that the two-party system is still alive, and I think it's crucial that we experience diversity because in there is going to come middle ground, finding solutions, and and again, the two people running at the state level, they did pretty well. I mean, considering coming new to the scene against two incumbents that have done have been there quite a while, so. There's life in politics again.
Well, yeah, the Democrats ain't actually gained a seat on the county commission board. Instead of being 6-1, it's now 5-2. So and then next year, there's 3 Republican commissioners up, so they could possibly get closer, to getting back to maybe not the majority, but close to being the majority as well. But again, they're all good people. I really liked county commissioners that were running, Yolanda and Tori. I'm so sorry you two lost. You're great ladies, but certainly John did a great job, and everybody loves Doug Albrecht. So that's what you got there. And
Good
Joe,
stuff.
Thank you.
Jim, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure getting the
He's been
opportunity
up 24 hours
to see the new commission, or at least part of it. To have both of the ladies call in, and
it was wonderful.
like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited that I had the opportunity to almost get involved again. I mean, for 4 years, I was just kind of like left the scene, and again, not bitter or anything. Just it was just like I felt I did my time.
But and I know it's that man over there, Dan Dixon, who gave me hope. I'm going, oh my God, I love this guy, and I just met him, but he is the real deal. And you've really bonded with Dan and the stuff that he's been able to do. And Millville, thank God you put some good people in. Dan is the mayor, and some good commissioners, and we're going to go back in the right direction because the last 4 years, I don't think we were doing real well, going in the right direction.
Turn that page and move ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all we could do.
Anyway, I wanted to mention Friday afternoon, Dan will be my guest at the New Jersey Motorsports Park at 2 o'clock. We have a football game Friday night, so we're going to do it at 2 o'clock. If you want to come out, say hello to the mayor, to be, you're welcome to. We'll be at the Finish Line Pub. They have good food there, too, if you want to stop and grab something to eat. And come say hello to mayor-elect. He's not mayor yet, mayor-elect Dan Dixon, and you'll really like him a lot. Ryan Narowski and George Cuccia, thank you so much for all your help tonight. And to Fred Melendez, thank you for going over to the Dorella headquarters and getting us the information. Take care, folks. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good night.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.